and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Flippin Tables on the Black Men Unfiltered Network. Thank you guys for being here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We in the house tonight. We're about to rock it out with another great conversation. Guilty by association. We're going to be all over this tonight. But before we get started, you already know you got to relax. And to relax, you got to put them kids to bed. If you got kids, you got to grab that glass and put some wine in it. Now, if you don't know what wine to do, I happen to have a wine connoisseur in the building every Tuesday. You know her. Beautiful, yellow-skinned woman, got her hair pulled back, boyfriend named Bartholomew, and she's going to pour up a glass of wine, and she has the name of the wine tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, none other than the beautiful, the lovely, and talented herself, Anissa, has your wine of the evening. Anissa.
Good evening, and thank you, BMU, for the introduction. So tonight we are looking at a sweet white wine that comes from the Napa and Sonoma counties in California. And this is the very first Sauvignon Blanc that I ever tried, and it has always remained a favorite. So this is by Duckhorn, and it's a Sauvignon Blanc. It is 82% Sauvignon Blanc grapes and 18% Semillon grapes. And Semillon grapes are, if those of us that are from the South, we remember the bullets or muscadine grapes, which has a very, very distinct flavor. So that's what's in this Sauvignon Blanc. It has taste of lemon, melon, passion fruit, and pineapple. And when I think of this, I think of something very easy to drink. This is something you can have just sitting around the house, at the beach, just very casual. But when I think of it, I think of something very delicate and very elegant to drink. So this is by Duckhorn, Sauvignon Blanc, and one of my favorites that I have all the time. I don't know if you can see the bottle really good. Turning it the wrong way, yeah. So that's tonight's selection. This is a great white for the summer.
All right.
Cheers.
Man. You see the beautiful Duckhorn. All right, the beautiful Anissa holding the Duckhorn wine. Guys, go out and get you a bottle of that. Now, listen, Anissa is single. I know she's dating, but she's single until married. Guys, if you're looking for a great wife to add to your life that won't chase you around the house with a knife, give it up for my girl. Anissa is in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to start our show. I'm so glad that you guys are here. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. This is Flipping Tables every Tuesday night. I got some surprises for you guys. We're going to add some new faces in this place. I'm excited. I just can't hide it. I'm honeymoon happy and peacock proud to have everybody here tonight in the chat, in the back. We're about to do it again tonight. I'm glad you guys are here. Let's go ahead and start our show. This is Flipping Tables.
Hey, this burns me,
Man. You can hear when the boy popped his lips, man.
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's so good to be in the building tonight. Welcome to another episode of Flipping Tables. It's your boy BMU in the building with my brother from another mother. Come on, give it up for Lost in Translation in this building tonight.
Yes, indeed. How are you, sir?
Yeah, man, I'm doing good. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know this man, he's the velvet voice of YouTube. So you got to respect the man, okay? All right? The man set the mood backstage before we started. And so, but we got to check your mental health today, Lost in Translation, my brother. How are you today, and how was your day?
You know what? I am well rested, man. You know what I'm saying? Today was a good day, a productive day. I got a chance to spend some time ghost watching some of our favorite content creators. They just don't know it, man, but I'll be watching y'all, man. Y'all be holding it down, doing y'all thing. And I appreciate y'all doing what you do, man. This thing ain't easy, man. It ain't easy by a long stretch. So I respect those content creators that put in the work on a daily basis, man.
Absolutely, man. I want to thank everybody also for what they do for this channel. We had some huge shows on Friday. We at Barbershop. Man, we had 400, 500 viewers, almost 400 viewers viewing that episode. It was an amazing show. It needs to be cut up some more because I've already put 2 out. I need to cut some more and put some more out, man. But those conversations were heated. They were good though. And then we followed it up on Monday. Man, come on. This network, guys, if you don't know, we're on 7 days a week. All right. We got a show for every day of the week except Thursday. And God is blessing me with some ideas for Thursday. So stay tuned for that. However, man, we had a great show on Monday. Mr. Boomer had a great conversation. Right after Mr. Boomer came up, we had the lovely, my sister from another Mr. Embrace the Grace had a wonderful Monday mayhem on last night. And tonight we're about to cook again. So thank you guys for being here. Hit the like button, subscribe button. If you want to donate to the channel, you know how to do it. You can give a super chat at the bottom of the channel. You'll see it. You can donate there, or you can give as you're scrolling at the bottom of the screen to the Cash App right there. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and bring up some people. Lost in translation. I got a question for you. How excited are you for the Tonight Show, brother?
Listen, I could not wait, man. Once I got a chance to see who was backstage, I was like, oh, man, this is going to be good. And we had an opportunity to entertain. You know what I'm saying? How we get down.
I need
just folks don't understand how Gen X get down, man. We get down.
You know, I mean, millennials are amazing. So listen, yes. I just want to start bringing them up. I really do. And you know what? I'm going to be courteous tonight. Even though I'm so excited, I want you to bring up the first person. All right, who you got? You got for us tonight? Let's bring the ladies up first.
You know what? Let's start with some law and order, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's start with the judge. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one and only Judge Virtuous in the building.
Yes, ladies. All right.
Thank you.
What's up? Now you pick the judge. Okay. Now I have to bring up somebody. Okay. And I want to bring up Mrs. Israel is in the building tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, the first time on the panel here at Black Men Unfiltered Network, welcoming her to our lovely family over here. Miss Israel is in the building tonight. Put your hands together.
Thank you.
Hold on. Give me something here. What you got?
You know what? I'm going to bring up somebody else, man, that's been here for a while. Mm-hmm. Our wine connoisseur of the evening. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one and only Mr. Nissa in the building.
Yay.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I see what we're doing.
It's great to have faces that to the names that I see in the chat. So nice meeting both of you ladies.
Nice meeting you too.
I want to say something. You want to start with the A's. You want to bring up the A's. Okay, so you brought up Anissa. How about I bring up Alicia? Alicia, come on up to the stage tonight. How is what you got? What you got, Lost?
You know what? I'm going to bring up.
Who's muted?
You know what? I'm going to bring up somebody who's full of grace. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who loves to smile every single day. We say, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one and only Embrace the Grace.
Ladies and gentlemen. That's our girl Embrace. That's my girl Embrace. Hey, listen, now, Embrace always has a word, and her word today is...
I don't give a fuck.
Oh. Thank you for being here. So since we got the ladies up here, I want to bring up my brothers. Okay, now I have a president on this network. Do you understand? He has a show on this network on Sundays called The Gray Area. He's also co-hosting the sports show on this network on Wednesdays, talking about sports. I want to bring up the president of the B Club tonight. All right, his name is Mr. Bennett, and he ain't in it. But before he come, I'm going to put him in it. Here we go. Mr. Bennett is in the
Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing tonight?
Well, very well.
All right. Just want to shout out to my brotherhood tonight. Shout out to the bold and the beautiful, the beneficent, benevolent, bold brotherhood of the BMU network. I am the 7B president. Good to be with all of you tonight.
It's good to see you, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Now, Lost, I brought up the president. Who you got?
You know what? I'm finna bring up the gentleman also known as Liquid Thunder. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for my bro.
I got my drink in my two-step.
Hey, from the jailhouse to the courthouse. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one and only JT from the What We Know podcast. Yes, sir.
Oh, man. Listen, you brought up JT. Ladies, I know y'all like strippers because y'all just like them. I have a guy who used to be a stripper. He still is. He came out of retirement. He does bar mitzvahs, baptisms, wakes. If you need him, he's there. He's known as the continent. All right. We're going to put our hands together for the one and the only. It ain't a thing if you can handle the pain. Our pain is in the building tonight.
All right.
Yeah, our pain. What's good, man? It's good to see you.
It's a good night. It's a good night. I appreciate Elisa and what's the other lady's name who came up yesterday? Alicia and Alicia and Alicia and Alyssa came up and they braved the pain last night, and I appreciate that. I always want to hear women talk because it's respect. So that was good last night. So I appreciate you guys coming up.
Absolutely,
anybody else
man.
who's in the chat, I appreciate that too.
Absolutely. I'm so glad to have everybody on the panel tonight. So, we always like to check everybody out, make sure everybody's good. We want to start with our newbies here. Judge Virtuous Carter's in the building tonight. Judge, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great. Feeling lovely.
Okay, absolutely. Y'all hear that Louisiana? I love it. That's my Louisiana girl. All right. Miss Israel, how are you tonight?
All right. How are you guys tonight?
Good to see you. These smiles killing me. I'm loving it. Anissa, how are you tonight, sweetheart?
I'm doing lovely. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. Alicia, how are you tonight?
I am very well. I'm grateful for another day. Thank you all for the opportunity.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
Thank you. Y'all, thank y'all for these smiles. These smiles are
look at those smiles, man. My God, girl.
Jesus. Okay. Embrace the grace. How are you tonight, love?
I'm good. Just finished a 10-hour shift, and now I'm going to be unwinding with you guys, my family. So I'm good.
Hey, you know what? Make sure you tell me the next day you're off on Monday so we can collaborate.
I will always let you know because we're going to collaborate on Monday. You that guy on Monday nights.
Absolutely. All right. Now, Mr. Bennett, how are you? How's the fam? What's going on with you, my buddy?
Family's doing terrific. My youngest, she's just started her internship for the summer. So again, very proud of her and the moves that she's making. And everyone else is just matriculating through their career. So, we're seeing light at the end of the tunnel here. We're not empty nesters as of yet, but every day just reminds us that, just a little while longer. So very blessed over here.
Mr. Bennett, are you ready to hear? Hey, hi, Mr. Bennett. I heard a lot about you. My name's Derek. I'm your daughter's fiance. Look at you.
Well, that wouldn't happen without me knowing him first. But they're already in the mix. I got one of my daughters. She's got a guy. But she's on her way to medical school, so we're testing that relationship. And I said, if you guys survive medical school, then you and I are going to have a conversation. But I'm not tripping on it quite as of yet. We'll see if he endures that test. And then I got another guy who maybe the next year or two I may have a conversation with him. So I think I have it under control. I don't think anyone's going to surprise me with their boo at any given time. So I think we got it covered.
Absolutely. All right, now somebody got some music playing in the background. Is it me? No, it ain't me. Y'all hear it?
We hear it, but I don't know where it's coming from.
That's our pain playing that.
Our pain?
No, it's not. That's not me.
Everybody mute.
Okay, I'm gonna unmute everybody one at a time. Let's see. It ain't me, so let's see. Lost in translation. Unmute.
Oh, it's definitely not me.
Okay.
I know.
Alicia is unmuted. Miss Israel. Let's see. Judge.
Not me.
Dang,
me.
It was me. It was me.
Come on, JT.
Nigga, I could ride that bitch with no hands backwards
Oh, pause, nigga.
with 3 people on that motherfucker.
Pause. I love you, my brother. That's my brother. I love him. I love him. That's my brother.
God bless. Good night.
All right, man. What was we at? Our pain. I know you had you got a stripping engagement tonight, so we don't want to interfere with that. We want to get you in and out. So how are you tonight? You doing okay?
I'm fine, man.
Okay.
You know, I just had them install a heavy duty pole so I can bring around that shit. You know. Listen. First of all, if I was a stripper, it would be in one of those clown shows for the freaks and shit like that. Because nobody want to see that shit. I can tell you that. All the mirrors in my house are broken. I can tell you that right now. Ain't nobody coming to pay for me stripping. So I can tell you that right now. But anyway,
Lord.
Oh Lord, JT.
What's up, man? You know it's Tuesday, man.
Make some adjustments.
There we go.
Yeah, I think we good
straight now.
Yeah.
Oh, look at how she getting closer to that.
I'm doing better now. I'm doing a lot better now.
A lot better now. Okay, I see.
Tuesday nights,
do we have like an effect where she could go through the panel and be in his panel in his show? Because it's getting kind of
JT, how you doing tonight? Because you say you're doing better, but how are you? All right, what's going on?
I'm doing good, man. Shoot, it's the summertime. It's Tuesday. I'm doing well, bro. Oh, I went and got my grandson. He's at his great grandparents' house right now, but we went there and got him. Man, that's a lot of work. 4-year-old.
Oh yeah.
I'm out of the net. I'm like, damn, I need to get some damn. I need some sleep.
Yeah, I got 3 words for you. Just let us pray.
Yeah, man. But I do enjoy it though, man. He gonna be here for it until the end of July. So he's gonna be surrounded by all his family. So it's a good thing.
Yeah,
absolutely, man.
We have 3 grandchildren.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Now, last but not least, lost in translation, man. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm well, man. Found out a friend of mine passed away, man. Went to high school with.
Sorry to hear that,
but it's all good, man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when it's your time, it's your time. And if something happens to me, I want y'all to know I really do appreciate each and every last one of y'all, man. So I didn't want to leave this earth without telling y'all how much I appreciate y'all, man. Because
I don't like that kind of talk, man. Don't do that shit to me.
I'm just saying, man. I'd rather you hear from me now than somebody to come make it up later and say, I wish he hadn't said it. So I appreciate it.
Well, we ain't ready yet.
Yeah, just because you did that, I'm gonna put some baby powder on my chest, put a dashiki on.
You get you somewhere and sit down somewhere.
Lord. I'm gonna put that bullshit tonight. Oh my God! Listen, JT, watch this, JT. Yeah. Just give me a minute, JT. Give me a minute. Woo! I'm having a. I just seen somebody pop up in the back. Hold on, just a second. Just give me a minute. Okay, I'm waiting till the camera come on because I'm excited and I just can't hide it. I knew she said she was rubbing her husband back and caressing his feet.
I know you talking about.
Oh gosh.
So I'm just thinking her camera come on. I'm just ladies and gentlemen around the world, put your damn hands together for take heed to the damn miss.
Hey, take heed.
So listen. Me and JT, because I don't mind me and JT gonna rotate in and out because he's one of the hosts as well. He does a lot of the me, him, and Lost Translation work together as a tandem. And so we'll be switching in and out. So you'll be seeing me and JT coming in and out per segment. Okay, JT, thumbs up, JT. All right, I see. Yeah, he's okay. We good. Me and him going out. Then him and Lost may go in and out. Y'all see us going in. So if y'all see us going in and out, we're not fighting each other. But now I want to introduce you guys to one more person. We got a super chat, and We got two, matter of fact. Scorch Earth is in the building. He said, name is not our pain. Stripper name is Moses.
Oh, Lord.
Thank you for the $2. Scorched Earth said, Mr. Bennett will grow some hair once daughter get married. When your daughter get married, you'll grow some hair. My God. Okay. So we got two super chats. Guys, I want to introduce the new people to Bishop. Ms. Israel, you probably already know the pastor of BMU Network. He's on the road right now preaching. But we definitely have a video of him. Every time we get a super chat, he likes to come in and do a little dance for us. So, ladies and gentlemen, Bishop Goodjoint. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see, look at Mr. Bennett, if you want to see Bishop Goodjoint, go ahead and send your cash apps or go ahead and send your super chats. We'll definitely put him up. We also have some other people. We have JT's cousin, Sister Oompa, is one of the cash app and super chat people. We also have Sister Sausage Biscuit. She's in there as well. If you want to see Sister Sausage Biscuit, just put your super chat in there and tell us who you want to see, and we'll go ahead and play it for you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. We're going to go ahead and jump into the show tonight. I have a few videos and discussions we're going to have. I want to start out with this one because Anissa has this thing that she does where she sends me stuff that makes me think while I'm at work, and it stops me from working because I can't focus. But Anissa, thank you so much for this video because I want to discuss it. This young man, this is a serious matter. This man is telling us how us as Black men and women, when we don't work together as a tandem, as a team, how it affects us financially, how it affects us in the culture that we're in, how it affects us in legacy. And it's heartbreaking to hear what he has to say. And I wanted you guys to hear what he said as well. It is very heartbreaking. Here we go.
Median household income is $124,000 a year. What is the marriage rate in the East Indian culture? 94%. Chinese Asian household income, that's $109,000 a year. What is the marriage rate in the Chinese Asian culture? 61%. White people are number 3 at $81,000 a year, and the marriage rate in the white household today is 57%. Hispanics at $63,000 a year, and the marriage rate in the Hispanic community is 67%. At the bottom of the list are Black people. Median household income at $53,000 a year, and the marriage rate is 34%.
My Lord. Wow. We'll start with I guess I'll start with Alicia. Alicia, what are your thoughts?
All right, thank you. That's interesting to view it from that perspective, with the facts and statistics. It's a real wake-up call, because it hurts all of us, single or married, as a culture. I mean, I'm a little. I guess I'm a little shocked.
Why are you shocked?
I knew that there were financial implications to being unmarried, but I didn't know it was that drastic. and it was that drastic. Wow.
What's the first thing that goes through your mind when you think of something like that?
I feel ashamed. I feel ashamed for our people. It's embarrassing. I feel like we should do better.
Indeed.
It really is. You know, we have, granted, you know, all the time that we as humans have been on this planet. This little blip in our history is really, you know, really hurting us. Hopefully we can come back, you know, especially with a history like our people, the history we have of greatness, not just financial greatness, but just greatness, you know, with our spirits, our characters. Hopefully we can come back. We can make a comeback. Doesn't look promising, but you know, I guess it's who I am. I just try to stay hopeful and can't quit. So
Indeed. Take heed. When you see these numbers, what's the first thing that runs to your mind?
It hurts.
Why?
For our children. Our children are suffering. All you got to do is turn on the TV. Did you see how they was acting a fool in Philly? Like, I think, like, what was, they had a pride march, and those kids was acting a fool out there. They was even jumping on the police. And then, you know, once something happened to one of our children, we all running out here talking about Black Lives Matter. So it's painful, you know. One thing I could say about Anissa, she will put something out there that will make your head say, that shit ain't right.
Baby.
She's quick to put something out there to say that shit ain't right. And it's painful because our children deserve so much more. They do. And the thing is that because somebody look good to you, baby, somebody look good to you, you'll go, you know, do nonsense with this man. And he's not worthy to even be called king. You know, it's sad, and we do it a lot. We give our womb so freely like it's candy. We have to do better. We have to do better. And I say this on my channel all the time. All men don't deserve to have a copy. All bloodlines is not supposed to continue. Not all of us is supposed to have babies. We got the wrong people having babies, and these children are suffering. They're going through a lot. Because my mama, my daddy don't like each other. Every time they, you know, it's war. Just for him to pick me up is war. And then later we got to pay all these bills for therapy because these children going through foolery. Now, don't get me wrong. Even in a good household, your child has to go to therapy too. Let's not get that twisted. Your child still got to go to therapy too. Because there might be some things that mama and daddy you went through. And so you trying your best to raise your children, but some of the stuff that you learn get passed down to them. Let's not get it twisted. But the family that understand the assignment and know that Valerie is at the helm, those families, they surpass the single families. They surpass the single mother families. And only why I can talk like this is because I was a single mother too, and it was hard. Anybody would tell me that being a single mother is easy, they need their ass too. That's the hardest job in the world. And I'm going to share something with you. We put ourselves there. We put ourselves there because this brother looked good to you, baby. He looked good to you. And the children are just suffering just because this man looked good to you. If you would have took more time to open up the book of this man, you would have found out that something is wrong. And I'm done. I'm finished running my mouth.
Thank you, Takey. Judge, you saw the numbers. What's on your mind?
It's a lot. I think the numbers are due to socioeconomic setbacks. I mean, discrimination. It's a lot of things that can factor into play into those statistics. So, I mean, we could do better. We just need to be more educated about finances. And we can be more, then we'll start having more prosperity and, more money to be able to provide for our children. So I think we need to prioritize financial stability too. So that's my opinion.
Thank you. Mr. Bennett, I want to hear from some wisdom this evening. Mr. Bennett, it seems as if we don't play well with each other, man. And it looks like this messing up the money, man. Mr. Bennett, what was your thoughts when you first saw those numbers, sir?
Well, I think the first thing I thought of is this trope I keep hearing about the black community is that we have all this money. Like if you combine all the black wealth in America, we're like the 10th largest nation in the world. But it's never been about how much money you get. It's how much you keep and where you put your money and where you invest it. How many athletes, unfortunately black athletes, how many black athletes we know that made millions of dollars in their career, 9-figure income, and they're broke? So I think that marriage as an institution, as a structure, it changes your priorities, or at least it should be changing your priorities. It helps you focus. Light by itself it doesn't do anything to you, but when you focus it, it becomes a laser. Now you can do something with it. And I think that's what ultimately, having that structure, which begins with the man and the woman, that supports and drives everything else. So I think we need to start thinking about not only money differently, but also marriage differently. And I've been a proponent of how we talk about marriage from a business proposal. I've advocated that, like these, we should get some infographics, take that information, what he had, start talking to young people, start educating young people, whether it be in our institutions, our colleges, our churches, wherever we are, and lay the facts out. Look, because talk to a young person, you want to make money in the future, right? So then put those numbers up there and say, look, your path to financial success is greatly going to be enhanced if you are married. And so at least to change the conversation, will everybody buy it? No, of course not. But I think how we look at marriage, if you don't want to look at it from a spiritual perspective or a biblical perspective or anything else, look at it in terms of raw dollars. But I think that has to be added to the conversation. But for some reason, nobody wants to put it in such direct and stark terms. And just from the reactions of some of the people who, like first time they're seeing it. But it makes sense. And I made the case for the group that was up before us. I mean, the Latinos, they may not be perfect, but they seem to have a model. They have group economics. Like I said, I got a house on the corner here. The house is about as big as mine. But you got 4 or 5 families in rotation in that house at any given time. They live there, they save up, they start their businesses or whatever. Then they move out and get their own thing going. But there's a group, those homes are multi-generational. But for us, it's like, we can't do that. Or we're so far removed from any kind of group economic thinking, starting with our own families. I'm not saying you got to, marry the neighborhood, but can you at least do it within your own? Start with the man and the woman, then start with the kids, and see what you guys can do together. So yeah, I think it's a good piece of information that I hope that we can leverage and start talking to our young people, especially the Gen Zers and the generations coming after that, saying, look, I don't want to get married. Marriage is not for me. But if they care about income, getting the bag, then that can be again a powerful message, in addition to the other stuff, the other benefits for those of us who are married that you can get from it. But yeah, when you talk about just bottom line, that's a bottom line statistic that I think could be useful in the conversation.
Indeed. Grace, your take.
The first word and thought that came to me, and this is coming from supposedly a non-Black woman, it's very disheartening. It was very disheartening because Black people were the first people on this earth. They're superior mentally, physically, spiritually. And to see the numbers indicate that we're at the bottom, It's disheartening. What does my son have to look forward to? What do I have to look forward to when he tries to find a wife? It's very sad, and this is why I do what I do. Whether people think I'm not black enough or too white, I'm gonna do what I got to do to make a difference in this world. And I digress. My mic is muted.
Thank you, Miss Israel. Unmute your mic. I had to zap you a minute ago.
I know. To me, it starts with the nuclear family. The downfall of our demise, period, is because of these. I'm not even gonna say I'm sorry. The way these women are alienating their fathers from these children. That's where it started at. When you take the father out of the home, how can you grow economically? You won't be able to do it. So it's basically, it starts from there. Everybody's saying something about financial wealth or generational wealth, but you cannot have generational wealth without the nuclear family. The father have to be there first and foremost, so he can be able to lead the mother lead the children, and you'll be able to grow companies and have everything you need to have. If you don't have that, sorry, we're not going to grow generationally at all.
Let me ask you a follow-up question. Why is the father in the home so important? Why do you think that?
I had a father in the home. I grew up with both my parents. I was fortunate enough to have my great-grandfather, grandfather, father, uncles. I grew up with all men. So basically, they taught me a lot of things. I learned by sitting back, watching how their lives was. Every man in the family had a different dynamic. All of them were married. So it's very important for the father to be there, because if my father wasn't there, I probably wouldn't be where I'm at, and I wouldn't be with the man I'm with today. So um a father in a home is very vital for the daughters, because it's a lot of women out here that can't take no for an answer. If they had a father there, they'll learn no means no. You can't have your way all the time. You can't be entitled, spoiled little brats. When it comes to the fathers being in a home for the sons, you'll have less emasculated brothers out here. A lot of women is complaining about these men, talking about some they not this, they not that. But I'm sorry, baby, you looking at the wrong person. Talking about the father, you look at the mothers, because if the mothers didn't alienate the fathers from the home in the first place, maybe there'll be men instead of males.
I appreciate that. JT, when we talk about guys who are emotional a lot of the times, how do you think that affects our household incomes when you see stats like this?
Well, it affects it tremendously, first and foremost, because when it comes down to you leading with your emotions and things like that, a lot of times it's going to be you're leading with anger, disparity. You're not really thinking, and a lot of that comes from and anxiety and things like that. But a lot of it comes from being competent, right? Being competent in life. So when we're talking about what we just saw, I'm not, and this is crazy, I'm not surprised. I've been looking at these numbers plummet for years. And now we see what what we've been talking about for a very long time. But what it seems to me in a Black community, when we give facts and stats, we get a lot of pushback from a lot of Black folks. It's not really that. It's not that bad. It's because of this. It's because of that. And, all it does is it coddles our less than mediocrity, right? It coddles that. So what's happening right now is that we're just showing that we're not competent enough when it comes down to life as our counterparts, as the rest of the world. And we have a lot of reasons why that could be, but we have more reasons why it shouldn't be than we have
why it could be. We've been here for a very long time. We have a lot of people that will talk about being competent, but are they actually putting it to use? Do you see people being competent when it comes down to learning how to live with one another, man and women? Redefining what they think a marriage is, redefining what they think a family actually is. Do we see these things actually happening with our people? No, we have a bunch of people that makes a lot of excuses. This is not even about YouTube. This is in real time with family members that we know. All you have to do is go to family functions. Look how small your family functions are. And the ones that do come, look at how they're living life. Kids all over the place. Nobody's together as a group. When we look at a family, we see mama and kids. Very seldom do you see mama and dad. You see mama and boyfriend. You see dad and girlfriend. He got her kids. She got his. So we walking around here and our family's looking like we got mismatched shoes on. That's what it's looking like. We got kids. It's like we borrowing each other's kids. That's what it's starting to look like. You got these blended families. They ain't blended. This ain't the Brady Bunch. It's terrible. So it's going to show in the numbers. What we have to start doing is taking those numbers and being serious about what we see in those numbers. People don't want to sit back and look. When you see stats, what do they tell you? Oh, it's all about the stats. I'm not big on stats. This is why we're losing. When it comes down to politics, I'm not a politician, so it don't bother me. Well, it's affecting you then. Financial literacy. I just got to get to the bag. Well, how are you going to invest it? Oh, y'all talking and invest. I need money now. This is the things that we're doing. Everything that we should be using to help build us. Well, the school system, okay, now you understood that you were lacking in knowledge. What's the answer? It's right in the problem. Go get knowledge. Utilize what we have right now. YouTube University, online school. There's all kind of stuff that we can do. But we don't look at it that way anymore. So it's going to show in those numbers. And we're going to keep looking less than mediocre to the rest of our counterparts until we start being intentional about actually living for the next generation and not for us. What we are doing right now should not be for us. It should be for the others, kids, so they can do something for your grandkids, so they can do something for your great grandkids, and so on and so forth. Not to mention cousins, siblings. We have huge families, people, and we walk around like we ain't got nobody. We have huge families. I'm going to end it right there, man.
Appreciate it. R-Pain, you next, sir. R-Pain, when you see numbers like this, sir, what are some of the things that you've talked to your daughters about as far as how to handle family affairs, finances, relationships? How important do you stress that to your family?
Listen, one of the things that the video showed is that he correlated the amount of money you make as a household to the fact that you could keep a family together. Right? Now, that's true only if you have modern thinking. Right? I'm older than a lot of you guys up here, but I remember my mother died when I was 8 years old, and I moved in with my paternal grandparents into the house between Manhattan and 8th in Harlem, and the park was so deadly we couldn't go in there. And it was 14 of us in there, A lot of their daughters had husbands, and they all lived in that house. And when I moved in with my brother at a young age, we slept in the same room with my cousins. When we talked about Mr. Bennett talking about communal families, we had 4 families in there. There was married people in there. We had 1 bathroom, and it was 14 of us. And I lived in that room for years with my 2 female cousins and a cousin from one of the other daughters who came over a lot. And he had a cot. And we shared a room with us 5 and an Irish set, a big-ass dog who used to pee before we went out there. And we used to draw lots to see who was living, who had to sleep by the wall, because it was a big crack in the wall and roaches used to come out of that wall at night. And one of the things I give credit to the women in the family, my aunts, is that when they pooled their money, we moved to the Bronx in 1965. And we had a 2-family house and a full basement. And we moved families in there. From 65 to 2016, we had 6 generations of Paynes come through that house. Right? And it wasn't about how much money we made. And this is where I'm gonna piece a couple of things together before I move in. When women of today say the women of the past only got married because they couldn't survive on their own, that's bullshit. All my aunts had full jobs and pensions. They stayed married till death do they part because they wanted to. And because the one thing that was a saving grace, and I'm going to give this to the women, the reason why our family was so close, because women pretty much like to live around their mothers. And so because they did, that house became a nexus for our family. And we have cousins so close in our family, even today, that they're like brothers and sisters. Even though we're all around the United States, I went to Canada. I went to Hawaii to go to my cousin's wedding because she was marrying a guy from Cameroon and she was living in Germany. My grandparents never knew that a parent, one of their great grandkids would be marrying in Hawaii, marrying somebody from Cameroon. That's how big their family got. So it had nothing to do with money. It had to do with the fact that we were blood. And one of the things I see is I keep the family tree, me. And I'm trying to fish out who's going to take me, because I'm 66. I want one of my younger cousins or whoever it is to take this shit from me, because I have a history on my father's side, for my paternal grandparents' side, since the greatest generation until now. And since so many of us are still alive, I have 100% accountability from those two people. There's 250 of us. You know, so we call it bleak because we're basing the shit on money. And it is bleak because of money. But we keep discounting the programming that they had to do to break us up as a family. The programming from the government, the programming that breaks us up. There's no reason in the world, after all this shit we've been through, that men and women in the Black community should hate each other the way we do. That shit's crazy. It's crazy. And it seems like we can't get past it. And I don't know what to do. You know, and you know, and I come on these panels, I was a novice, and I said a lot of dumb shit going through this place and that place. The gender war is part of the enemy's plan, and we fucking lived through it. And I don't know what to do. You know, me and my wife, we've been married for 36 years, going to 37. Thank God that I met her. And thank God, no, not just that I met her. Thank God God gave me the ability to recognize her when I saw her. And that's one of the problems. When I saw her, I said, this is it, man. Where else am I got to look for? And we were engaged in 5 months. You know, it had nothing to do with money. You know, so, you know, this
also, hold on. I want to add something. Thank God for her patience, her diligence, her mindset, her sanity to deal with your Black ass.
No doubt. No
for over 30 fucking years. That is, I can't deal with you for 2 hours on a panel. She
I'm
dealt
gonna
with you
let
for
it.
years
I'm gonna
up
let
close.
you're right
I just,
though. You're
know.
right. That's to say. Yo,
Oh
wait,
my
that's a
God.
don't take me down that list. BMU, don't take me down there. You know why? Because as a man, I told all the women here, and I told men this way: I burn every credits I get, and I tell men that if you don't understand that you need to replenish that account with your woman, you're an asshole. I burn them. I burn them all, and then are you out of your fucking mind? Are you crazy? I replenish them, man. My wife caters to me. I have to admit it, But I'm a good guy, and any woman would be happy to have a guy like me. I can tell you that right now.
No. She's a good woman.
Yeah, she's a good woman. And
Okay,
anyway,
yeah,
she's a
that's
great
right
woman.
there.
I'm
Okay,
a great
you
guy.
ain't shit. You ain't shit.
Well, that's all right.
She's a good
But
woman.
even so,
Okay? I just want,
you know what? I was on the roll and you fucking me up, man. Shut up.
sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm gonna land it there. But all I'm just trying to say, yeah, money's a factor, but it's only a great factor because everybody tells us. That doesn't mean you can't overcome just because you put your money together and you won't make a lot of money. The fact that that's the leading thing that guy said is because he's not adding all the context. Because if me and you together, me and the woman, and all we can muster is 40 grand a year, and we're together, we can still bust a move.
All right. Appreciate it, our pain. And the lady who brought the topic up, I hated to make her wait to the end, but this was your baby. So now I'm going to ask you, what made you bring us this information? Because the fellas, we kick this number around all the time. And I was just shocked when Black Man Unfiltered told me that you brought it to us. So when you found it, what did you think, Anissa?
Sorry, excuse me.
Actually, I was not thinking that it would be a topic. I just saw it somewhere and I was like, this is pretty interesting. And I had also seen something very similar broken down somewhere else on the internet, on Instagram or something. So I just thought it was very interesting. But my feelings about it are this. We're better than this, is what I think about it. We are better than this. We are a smart, capable, talented group of people. Everything that we apply ourselves to, we excel at and we dominate. And why we cannot master or get a hold or handle on this area, is really kind of baffling to me. One of the things that I notice when you look at the other communities, the East Indian and the Chinese and the other groups, I think of family, I think of discipline, and I think of education. And we got to get back just to the basics of family, discipline, and education. That's what all of those other cultures, they're big on those things. They're heavy on those things. So imagine if you come together and you put everything in one pot and you develop a plan. You develop a plan to pay yourself first. You develop a plan how much you're going to invest. You develop a plan of paying your bills. And then whatever's left over, that's what we'll do for, entertainment, whatever. Come up with a plan, a workable plan. Imagine what we could do if we don't have all of our money going out to different households because we got kids over here and kids over here and a child over here. Imagine if everybody's just in one house instead of the stuff that we have going on today. Imagine if you just seek knowledge. We don't know it all. But there are so many people out there that are willing to give you the information. There's a successful man out there with a successful family that any young man can go to and say, can you help me? Can you show me how you built this? How you did this? And that's one thing that I see in our community. And I don't know why it is, but are we really willing to help each other? Like if you get put on to something and you learn how to do something and you learn how to manage it well, and are you willing to share it with somebody? Like, yo, this is what we did. This is what I did to make some money. Other groups, they do that. We don't do that as much. And we got to get out of that. We got to care about each other enough and love each other just as our own people, where we want to see us do better. Because white people do that. They put each other on. Jewish people, they do that. They put each other on. So we got to be willing to share the knowledge that we have. We got to be willing to give it to each other and share it with one another.
Can I ask you a question?
And I don't care. Yeah, I want to just finish this last thing. And I don't care what anybody says. Money is important. You can't do anything without money. I don't see how you can have a family and don't have any money. Once you start having children, I don't have any kids, but everybody I know that has kids say them children are expensive. They will soak up your funds. So you need to be prepared and have a plan before you start having these kids. Because once you start having them and you ain't ready, you're going to be already behind the 8 ball. So I think we got to come up with a better plan for our families. We got to push marrying the right people. Have a plan, have a purpose, stick to it, have discipline. It might be delayed gratification, but that's okay. Don't have children till you're ready to have children. Until you can take care of your kids, until you can afford to take care of children. And ask questions. Go to somebody. Go to that guy that's successful. Go to that businessman. Stop somebody. Can I see you're successful. Who's your financial advisor? There's nothing wrong with asking to learn. You can go take a class in finance. Just a simple one-on-one. But we're better than this. And for one, I think we should be tired of being at the bottom. And that's what I have to say. But I really just sent it to BMU just like I just thought it was interesting. So yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Can I ask a question?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Arpane, to follow this question.
Listen, you know what? Everything you just said is okay, but and I don't have any argument with what you just said. But how much is enough to get started? Right? Because nature is going to take care of itself no matter what we say about dollars and cents. So if I get two people who have promised but don't have the money, but they actually had sex and had a kid, but they want to be together. So what do you do? You could build when you have two people gathered to do something big, and you might start from the bottom, but you don't have to stay there. It's a mindset, right? So when we start having arbitrary limits to when people get together, that's just not natural. That's not it's not going to supersede our natural instincts to get together. It's just not. So we need to have one willing students, like you said. One of the reasons that holds us back is we don't have enough willing students to have that saying that when the student's ready, the teachers will appear. The problem is that we have too many hard-headed people in our community, and they're not willing to accept the information. So you could blab all you want with really good shit, like you just said or anybody else said, but if they're not willing to receive it, they're not going to hear it. And that's the problem we have on a real grand scale. And so how do we get to people to become willing students, no matter where they are economically? Because when you're a willing student, I believe you can drag yourself out of the bottom of the pit to be able to sustain a life and sustain a family if that's the willing thing especially if you have a partner who's willing to do that with you. A woman, I hate to use the word partner, but I'm using it this way, because if you're not married, a woman, man, whoever it is, for, heterosexual, to move forward. You could do a lot of shit. People get together and they do great things together, no matter where they start from, if they have the will to do it. And so that's all I'm saying. There's mentors all over the place. And when you're ready, you can find them. You can find
Can I offer a follow up?
And I'm done.
I just want to make a comment to Payne. I think something that we're doing, especially the people that are older, what I did, I think about, my brother and I, we're 11 years apart. So I was quite a bit older than him. I was already in college and, he was still a young man. But I remember having a conversation with him because by the time I graduated and got a job, I think he was maybe coming out of high school, something like that. But I think we have to start educating our family members. We have to start educating our family members that are getting married young. And one of the things I told my brother, I told him when he first started working, I said, pay yourself first. I said, I don't care if it's $50, $100. Set that aside for yourself first. Don't touch it. Let it build. The younger you are, that's the first thing you need to do is start investing in your 401k. You might not be able to max it, but that needs to be the first thing you start doing when you start working.
I agree.
You don't know what you miss when it's taken out, initially, because you get used to that. So you're used to that $100 that you're setting aside in your savings, that money that's going to your 401k. So you become adjusted to, okay, so this is what I have after that. And then you structure your life accordingly.
I agree.
We need to start having these kids out of wedlock before we're ready to take care of children. That's point blank, period.
Mr. Bennett, have a follow-up,
and we talk about it all the time, but we gotta get that under control. That would mess up your plan and mess up your money really, really quick. It's just on it. I know we love our kids and all of that, but kids take a lot. They take a lot from you, especially when you aren't ready.
Mr. Bennett had a follow-up, and then but before that follow-up, Mr. Bennett, so people in the chat got here late. I'm gonna play the video one more time for the people. They could discuss it in the chat, and then Mr. Bennett, you could say your thing, and then we'll go do the super chats, and then we'll go to the next video. I'm gonna play the video one more time for the people in the chat. Here we go.
Median household income is $124,000 a year. What is the marriage rate in the East Indian culture? 94%. Chinese Asian household income, that's $109,000 a year. What is the marriage rate in the Chinese Asian culture? 61%. White people are number 3 at $81,000 a year, and the marriage rate in the white household today is 57%. Hispanics at $63,000 a year, and the marriage rate in the Hispanic community is 67%. At the bottom of the list are Black people. Median household income at $53,000 a year, and the marriage rate is 34%.
All right, Mr. Bennett, your follow-up?
Yeah. The only caveat I may want to add to those statistics or the issues that we're talking about is that this might be more so a uniquely American problem or a developed nation's problem. Because again, I have friends and I know people in those communities fairly intimately. And for a lot of those communities, they came over as immigrants. I mean, Indians started coming here like in the mid 80s, a lot of the Asians started to come, they've been here for a minute, but for the ones who are of immigrant descent, I think those numbers hold up. But when you talk about their children, they do not, especially if they grew up in the United States, they oftentimes do not carry those same values. Maybe some of the cultural stuff, the celebrations, the holidays and whatnot. But I know a lot of these Asian Indian kids who are essentially my kids' ages, they're not looking to get married anytime soon. And they're definitely not looking to have a lot of kids either. And that's another thing. When you talk about developed nations, it seems to be, and again, I don't know have the statistics, but it seems to be, just from some of these numbers that we're hearing, the more developed the nation becomes, the fewer children that they have. Whereas in these poor, these third world countries, those are the ones that are having kids. And they say you can't afford them, but most of the kids are being born there. But the more developed the nation gets, you get your 1.2 kids or whatever. And that just seems to be, when you're living in these modern societies, it just seems like people just have fewer kids. That's why you have these countries around the world that are having population shrinkages. And they're saying that, hey, we need to start encouraging marriage or having kids. I mean, China lifted their one-child policy. That wrecked China. And now they're getting back to a 2-kid and maybe up to a 3-kid policy, trying to repopulate themselves. So I don't know if necessarily the economics per se is necessarily going to drive a lot of the, to my earlier point, I don't know if that's necessarily going to drive folks to have more kids, but it just seems like certainly in this country, the children of immigrants that I know, they're not in a rush at all. And I've shared the story about I went to a party for a Sierra Leone community, and none of those girls are looking to get married within the next 5 years. They're all going to be 30 plus before they even start thinking about it. So I think there might be just something about American culture or the values that these communities may have come from initially. It may hold them for a generation or two, but then after that, once they truly become Americanized, you may see a drop in those numbers, those household incomes, because as long as they want to adopt American culture, that might be what ultimately sinks and reduces those numbers down. If you want to make the corollary that being married allows you to make more money. But if you're not even interested in marriage, I don't know if those numbers are going to hold up over the long term. Yeah, someone just mentioned Japan. I mean, they're aging out, and they're one of the most high-tech, developed, advanced nations in the world. And they got thousands of years of culture, much older than the United States. So why is it in the last 100 years or whatever, everybody's just like, I'm just not, I just don't want that. So something else here might be going on here as well, but it just seems like it's a problem on a couple of different fronts. Culture, and it seems like advancement seems to be, putting family on the back burner, and people just chase after the money versus having a traditional families.
All right. Thank you for that, Mr. Bennett.
If I may, before we do the super chats, I think I need to say this because I think sometimes we overshoot the issue at hand. And I want to make sure we add some type of solution to this particular situation. Okay. Now, I'm not going to take a whole lot of time, but when you have a father in the home and he has sons, there are certain things that have to happen. There's the rites of passage. I'll give you an example. My dad told me as a man, you got to have yourself a toolbox. You got to have a way to make yourself some money. I'll tell you, the more I spent around my father, he showed us little things like how to do small electrical work. So that way you have to pay somebody to do it. That's a savings. He showed us how to do plumbing. You see what I'm saying? It's light plumbing. That's savings. You see what I'm saying? Also, when my grandfather, he used to build decks. We used to go with him. All the boys, cousins, we used to go with him. We used to have the blueprints, all of that stuff, cut it out. We had a deck built in a day. You see what I'm saying? Many hands make light work. And I think those are some of the smaller lessons that we miss out when the family stays together. You see what I'm saying? The longer the family stays together, the more information that they gain. You see what I'm saying? Think about it. When I was coming up, most people that go to church or whatever have, different odd jobs around the house they can do. I remember it was one year, all I did was run around the church and install people's ceiling fans in bedrooms and decks or whatever. Those are some of the lessons that I learned from my dad because he taught me how to do electrical work. You see what I'm saying? Those are the things that I think we're missing. You see what I'm saying? Also, with my mother, she taught me how to cook, how to sew, how to do all this other stuff. You know what I mean? Just to be useful. Those are the small things that add up. Sometimes you don't have to have a lot of money, but if you got the know-how, then you can save yourself some money. And then you can put that money aside to do investments. And I think that's the part we keep leaving out. It's the producing part and then the financial part. My thing is this: if you're always spending your money on these other things that you pay other people to do, then you don't have any money left. And I think that is the issue. that we're missing. You see what I'm saying? The longer a family stays together, the more knowledge that you gain together. And I think that is the part that we're missing. I'm not going to hold it up because I know we got a special guest. Black man, I'm going to let you go ahead and do your thing. I just thought I'd throw that out there because I wanted people to understand exactly the nature of the problem. We should get married younger, stay together longer, and then we'll have more knowledge and more information how to do things. Because as life comes up, things are always going to come up. And ingenuity is the way we fix things, how we used to fix things. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. I just want to throw that out there. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We got a special guest right after the super chat. Super chat time.
Get the collection plate right on that side. Nigga, get it around on that side.
Let's see. We got Scorched Earth, Moses Land, the motherfucking plane. Mayday. Oh my God. Scorched Earth again for $2 super chat. He said 34% of marriage, but 95% church, mostly women. Shaking my head. He said another $2 super chat. Request to play Big Bad B song Trace's future wife. Oh my God. I'm definitely gonna play it. Yeah, that's Sausage Biscuit. Right, we have the dealing tonight. What's going on, my guy? He said, laugh out loud. Ninjas don't have no financial advisors. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to put up this super chat song. They want to hear Sausage Biscuit. We're going to play Sausage Biscuit, and then we'll bring up our special guest. Here we go.
They said big bag bitch, get to the bag. They said big bag bitch, you want a snack? Well, this big bag bitch, she got the stack. So put big bag bitch clothes on the rack. Ooh, on the macaroni. Move and shake it for me. Ooh, we shaking it quick and the brands are phony. Ooh, the brands are phony. Ooh, they need a Tony. They need an Emmy, Oscar, Grammy, cause the shit's baloney. The way they be faking like they're making all the sizes. If you ain't got at least a 4X, you ain't trying. Ooh, so give it to us, baby. Give us a guy. Give it to us when we step on the spot. Ooh, bye-bye.
Take a picture, write it down. I don't give a fuck. You hear me? Do what it do.
All right, ladies.
JT gonna get mad at us. TJ gonna get mad at us because we didn't do his super chat, man.
Say what?
TJ gonna get mad at us because we didn't do his super chat. Man.
Okay, my bad.
And it
TJ,
was a big one too.
TJ, my bad, brother. I'm sorry. Let me go back up. I didn't see it. Where is it at?
Oh, it's up there, man. Hold on a second. Let me scroll up and get it.
Yeah, scroll up and grab it. I don't know what's going on over here.
Yeah, man. Let me go ahead and get him squared away because it was a pretty hefty super chat, man.
Yeah, it was.
Here it is. I got it.
You got it. Okay,
I got it.
All right, Through the Fire podcast, my boy TJ, $20 super chat, man. Thank you so much, man. He said, Judge, this is not about money. All right, talking to you, Judge. The reason why Black families only bring in $53,000 is because Black families don't have a husband and a wife, just a single woman. This is not a money problem. It's a not having families problem. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring up a special guest. Lost in translation. Stay up. I'm going to go back because I want to bring up this guy to bring in some good knowledge. Take heed. Mention this guy today in her show. She said, a lot of y'all don't like this content creator, but I like it. And I do too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, yours truly. Angry Man is in the building tonight.
Salute. AM.
What's good?
Welcome, sir.
What's good? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, sir. Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Welcome back to the channel, AM. What did you think about the video, sir?
The video is, you notice a discrepancy in the video because when you look at all of the groups that make the most money, every time the money lowers, the marriage rate lowers until you get to the Latin community. When you get to the Latin community, there's a disparity there. And the reason why there's a disparity there is because the Latin community puts family first.
Right.
Family is very important to the Latin community. So it doesn't really matter if you're making a low amount of money in the Latin community, they're still going to put family above everything else. But with that being said, when it comes to the Black community, money is absolutely one of the biggest problems. It's absolutely one of the biggest problems. Now, what Mr. Bennett was saying, I got to disagree with you, brother. You was talking about advancement. and people having less children, like the younger folks having less children, I disagree that it's about advancement or the fact that we're in a first world country. That's part of it. But the main reason why you see the younger folks operating the way they operate is because they're stupid. Like at the end of the day, a lot of them are stupid. Like they're not. The downside to having advancement in a society is it makes you lazier and it makes you dull with it. There's too much technology thinking for them. You understand? So because there's too much technology thinking for them, they don't have to do certain stuff. They don't have to know how to spell. They don't have to have proper punctuation. Like if you look at some of the tweets that some of the younger folks put out, you can't even read it. You know what I'm saying? They're different than we were as Gen Xers because we were still on that side. We were still on the analog side where we had to learn stuff. We had to learn how to write in cursive. We had to learn how to spell. We had to learn how to do a bunch of stuff. And just like the brother was saying, I grew up like that too. Like if I was sitting there on a Saturday morning eating cereal, watching Ninja Turtles, my uncle would come in there and be like, hey, come out here and help me build this deck. Or come out here and help me put this roofing on. Like I wasn't able to sit there and watch no Ninja Turtles. I had to go out and do something. And like when you look at the younger folks nowadays, they don't got nothing on their mind. I hate to say it, but they don't got nothing on their mind. You can look at the music they listen to and think it's hot and know that they ain't got nothing on their mind. And this may seem, I'm gonna say this, then I'm gonna shut up. This may seem off topic, but they just had Summer Jam in New York, and most of the kids at that concert wasn't even cheering for Method Man and Redman. A lot of them didn't even know Method Man and Redman. Now keep in mind, Method Man is part of the Wu-Tang, which is known worldwide. Think about the generational gap that's right there, because if you think about it, when we were younger, I knew who James Brown was. I knew who Percy Sledge was. I knew who Muddy Waters was. I knew, like, there's something that has happened in our culture where there's a complete disconnect, where the younger folk don't know the history of our culture. They only know the now. They only know what's today. And that right there, in my opinion, is contributing to the lack of a desire to have families and operate a certain way. You feel me?
Absolutely.
So Angry Man, just as a follow-up, so where's your disagreement with me? I simply said that when you see advancing countries, developed nations, there seems to be a reduction in the number of children that are produced in those nations. So you could be talking about the cause. Why is that happening? What technology does to people? And I don't know if I would necessarily disagree with you there, but I'm still trying to find where's your disagreement with what I said.
My disagreement is not in what you said. It's the cause. I was making the correlation between why they're not having children. I don't think it's because the society is advanced and developed. I think it's just a lack of the way the children are being brought up. I think it doesn't really have anything to do with the society advancing. That's where I disagree at.
Okay. I may respectfully disagree with you, but I understand your perspective, though.
But I get how you came to that conclusion,
right?
Because that's true in most countries where it's a first world country and you don't really have. You're no longer in the industrial age. It's not the industrial age. You're no longer in the agricultural age.
Right, where you needed a lot of kids to work the farms or the factories and things of that nature. Yeah, I mean, certainly technology takes care of a lot of things for you, so you need less resources in order to produce or have, productivity. You let the robots and the computers do it. So I definitely, certainly I can agree with that.
Facts, definitely.
Let me ask y'all a question, man. Anytime somebody puts up numbers, I always think in the back of my mind, how can these numbers be funny? You see what I'm saying? Think about it. do we count single men as a household?
I don't think they
about
do.
I think
Yeah,
so.
because if you,
I want to say yes, but I can't verify that. But I would say
The reason why I ask that is because in most Indian cultures, there's more than one person in the home. You see what I'm saying? You got a husband and a wife, and sometimes you may have the grandparents. Are they counting their money toward this $100 and some odd $1,000 as well? Just like they may be counting single men as making $53,000 on average, or if there's a mother who has kids and she's heading up this home and she's making 53, but it's just her and those kids. You see what I'm saying?
That number is off anyway, because if what they're counting mostly is the single mother led homes, the average wouldn't be 53,000.
Exactly.
Because the average for women is what, like, is it like 48 or 46, something like that?
I think it's like 42.
No, it's less. It's under 40. I thought it was under 40.
Yeah, I think it's 42. I think men
Like
is like
men are like 40. Yeah, men are
46.
42. Women were like in the upper 30s, I believe.
Yeah, something like that.
I think women are 38. Women are 38.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's like whenever, like, I like to use numbers, but let's be honest, when it comes to black folk, they love to smudge the numbers to make us look worse than we actually are.
Right. That's the reason why I asked, because most people don't think of a single black man as a household. So if you take him out of the equation, of course, the numbers are going to look skewed. That's the reason why I asked, how did they arrive at that number? Because if you double it and you put them back together, then basically we're in the middle. But if you cut the money up and you divide it up, it makes it look bad. It makes it look worse than what we think it is. Would that be a fair assessment?
It's crazy because if you increase the marriage rate between, if they weren't separating us, if you increase the marriage rate and you added up the 53 and the other, you damn near at 100K.
Do you think that would probably be a more honest number?
Yeah.
Well, aren't you adding, again, that 34% goes into that number, right? So if you're saying if the married people are making 100K, if anything, that's raising the number up to 53. It's not bringing it down.
That's why the numbers don't look right, because if it's a woman and if it's 30-some% that are married and they're saying that average is 53,000, it's some numbers missing. Some it wouldn't be.
I don't think that's what the numbers mean. I think if you're going to take the 34% married, let's say if that's close, let's say 80, let's say if that's 80K, and then you add the single households together, and that's going to be around 40K. I think that's what raises the number. I do think, Lost, that they are counting single households with the married. But again, I would have to research that further. But I would think they would have to count that.
But then how would you? But then I see the logic behind that, where it would average out. But how does that work when you tie into it the lower income with the women that are not employed, that their primary income is like welfare? How does that work? Because wouldn't that bring the number down?
It would.
You see what I mean? So it's something fishy about that number.
That's the only reason I asked. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I don't think that people count a single people as a household. I'm not really sure how they arrived at the number, but I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So we still have to question it, because it seems there seems to be a correlation, not a causation, with the marriage rate and the number of average households. Black man, if you backed in the back, man, you can go ahead and bring up the next video.
Yeah, but let me just say this before you go.
Oh, no. Go ahead, Arpay.
Well, what I'm saying is, even if we say that those numbers were legitimate, one of the things that I think we keep forgetting, what we don't emphasize enough is that I think there's been a directed program to break the black women and black men from each other. And so no matter what number you put up there, it's hard to ignore that the silent minority of women and men on these spaces, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, it sounds like we absolutely hate each other. you know. And what I'm saying, I don't think that's a mistake. I don't think that's natural or organic. I think it's programmed, and I think it's directed. And so even if we were making 100 grand together, the things that break us apart are such trivial manners, such like, and the Tia Mowry thing is just a microcosm. When a woman can go on a national tour saying, I'm leaving a good man because I'm not happy, and nobody challenges her, that tells you all you need to know, that the fix is in. Because that's the most ridiculous reason why a woman should ever leave a happy marriage and her kids. Because she went through a flux of not being happy, the fact that she's not getting some dick from some other man. You know, so I mean, and nobody challenged her. Nobody. No men were too cowardly to just call her out on her shit. And when she gets on these women podcasts, nobody said nothing to her. So I'm just saying that, and I just don't want to put it on her, but the point is, the most trivial things could break us apart. The most trivial things. And how can that be after all the shit we've been through together as black men and black women, that people could just say any old bullshit and we hate each other? 4B movement, this movement, that. It's just crazy. It's all programming. And it's just sorry that we're living through it. And I don't know how we're going to recover. And I'll end it there. Let's just.
Appreciate it, Alpine. I got one follow-up question for you. Why are we so gullible? I mean, my whole thing is this, man. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Why do we keep falling for the same foolishness? How come nobody else falls for that trap? You see what I'm saying? Is it something special about us where we can't resist foolishness? You see what I'm saying?
I have a theory, but I don't want to break the way this whole program is going.
The reason why I say that is because I don't want us to put the solution to our problem in somebody else's hands.
True.
You see what I'm saying? Because if we identify what the problem is, that means we can fix it. Does that make sense? I don't want to put it on the system. I don't want to put it on society. I want to put it on us. I want us to be able to look into the mirror and say, hey, are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? Don't talk to your neighbor. Don't talk to your husband. Don't talk to your wife. You look yourself in the mirror and you ask yourself, are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? And I think if everybody does that, we wouldn't fall trapped to society and all these other influences that we have. We're better than that. You see what I'm saying? If nobody else is falling for that, then why should we? I think we do ourselves a disservice, you know, as a people, as an intelligent people, to keep using that as a crutch. That's all I'm saying.
It's not nothing different about us. Every culture has dealt with certain types of things that they had to recover from, and it took time, right?
Right.
If you look at our culture is we're the most recent group to be enslaved and stripped of everything, right? Not to mention the fact that the brand of slavery that our forebears went through was different than any other form of slavery that ever happened. So you have a group of people that was stripped down to nothing. So you're basically being reset back to, you know, damn near like a caveman, for lack of a better phrase. You don't have a culture, you don't have your own language, you don't have a deity, you don't have anything. So if you look at where we're at right now, you go back and you look at other cultures historically, we're kind of in that phase. We're still kind of in a savage phase. And that's the problem. We're the only group that has recently been reset. And we can't see it because we're in the modern age with everybody else, but we're operating like right now. If you look at Chicago and you look at how the brothers is acting in Chicago, right?
Right.
They're doing the same thing the Vikings did back in the day. Their behavior is damn near mimicking what the Vikings did back in the day. The savagery, the tattoos on their face, the braids, the running around, going to war with each other over territory. That's what the problem is. We've been reset. And unfortunately we're having to go through the process of improving while everybody else is ahead of us. That's the problem, in my opinion.
Understand. Black man, you can go ahead and run the tape. Anybody had any anybody want to follow up? RP? Nobody? Okay. Black man, you can go ahead and run the tape.
Real quick before I run it, though, I want to say this. What's up, Anger Man? I want to say this real quick. We're going to switch host in and out, but I want to say this. The next video, when is too old to do what's right? I'm going to play this video. It's a side-by-side, and I think it's it's good to do the side-by-side because it shows an individual, a male 4 years ago, before he passed away, talking about something that's happening today, right? And so I want to switch the conversation up a little bit because we talked about marriage, but why are we waiting so late to do it? Here we go.
It's going to be fun. Yeah. That's not intimidated by who and what I am. Yeah. That likes to travel. Yeah. It's going to let me go shop.
They're upset, they're mad, and they will be loath to admit it that they know in their heart of hearts they've missed their shot. And you can't turn the clock back. And this doesn't give me any particular pleasure to say it. The fact that most will die alone is maddening to these women, and they're going to make black men feel their pain. Why? Well, especially if you're a woman like that, where you've accomplished something. You're not working retail somewhere. You're not working as an accountant somewhere. You actually have had a career. She looks at her non-black counterparts, and they were able to parlay that career into access an opportunity with other men and to lock down a man and produce a family. You can look at the women who are the most angry or the most bitter sounding and ask them, what have they done with the education, income, and access that they have? They always want to throw it up in your face, what they got. Okay, but what have you done with it?
I want to get the ladies in here. I want to get the ladies in here. Take heed. I want to pick your brain on this one first. Take heed. What are your thoughts on the late Kevin Samuels and the now 60-year-old Vivica?
Aunt Viv.
I like that, Mr. Bennett. You crazy. Go ahead, take heed.
Y'all gotta pray for Vivica. You gotta pray for her. Okay? We should not be hurting her feelings on social media. We shouldn't be doing it. We should not. It's not her fault. It's not. She had first of all, okay, she had a lot of men that wanted her, okay? And she decided, I don't want none of y'all ninjas, okay? So we should not be sad or angry with her because she wanted to live her life. Okay. And now she's 60 years old, talking about she taking new dick applications. Listen, y'all gotta stop talking about Vivica, okay? Because she liked one of my posts about a year ago. Y'all gonna stop talking about her. Because somebody told me she make more money than I do, and I shouldn't be doing no video about her in the first place. I give two shits how much money she make than me, okay? I got my shit right. I met my husband when I was in I got my shit right. You ain't get your shit right. So I got the right to talk about your shit. You came to social media and told everybody that you was taking boyfriend applications. Do you know how many men wanted you back then, Vivica? Come on now, let's talk about it.
Vivica was fine.
Let's talk about it.
Fine.
A lot of y'all melanated sisters in Hollywood was the finest things walking back in the day. Now y'all up here talking about you need a warm body to be on top of you.
Lisa Ray? Lisa Ray.
Come on now.
Diamond. She ain't no diamond no more.
What is we doing? Because y'all you didn't put it together right, baby. And a lot of them is mad, and they will continually be mad with Kevin Samuels. May his soul rest in peace. They're going to continually be mad with this man. You want to know why? Because everybody loves his content and it's all over social media. Everything he said is coming to pass. That's a damn shame. That's a damn shame. They all got together to roast him. When God called him to glory, they all got together to roast him. But look at that. Ain't God good? Look at that. Ain't God good? All the stuff he said still came to pass. And it's sad. It don't make no sense. But, you know, listen. Black don't crack. That's what y'all say. Black don't crack. I don't need no man. Men ain't shit. That's what y'all say. But when I want to just remind you, when I close this computer, okay, and I walk my happy ass upstairs.
Come on, talk to us.
I got a king laying on the bed, okay? I'm gonna get some loving, okay? I don't need no type of machine. I'm gonna get some loving. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, not sorry, okay? And I'm done. I'm finished.
The thing about what Kevin said, it's like what Weebay told his baby mother in The Wire. He said, "Remember who I am. And remember my word, because no matter where you go, it's my word that's gonna find you." And what women of today got to understand, men were put in the position of leadership for a reason. We have foresight. We can see further down the road in a lot of cases. And so she could get mad about what Kevin said, but when he said it, we all knew it was true. You know what I'm saying? In the case of Diamond, Lisa Ray, I think this is the first time in the history of the world we've seen a diamond turn back into a lump of coal. But the thing about it with Vivica, I don't feel bad for Vivica. And the reason why I don't feel bad for Vivica is because Vivica fumbled 50. You fumbled one of the most successful dudes in the music industry that literally shot his shot at you. I remember when he shot his shot. You fumbled that dude. And I don't know what you did, but I can tell you this about 50 that I know for a fact, because he said it in his book. He don't play with women. The moment they show him any sign of any goofiness, he will cut ties and he will keep it moving. And the thing about Vivica, the real reason I don't feel sorry for her is because Vivica she can get a dude if she want a dude. Right now, as we speak, she can get a dude if she want to do. The problem is she don't want Otis. That's who's available to her right now is Otis. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, Otis Supreme. You feel what I'm saying? Otis is every woman that gets to that age that ain't got married. They always have to lower their standards and they end up getting with Otis. Otis is usually a widower, or he's a dude that never got married. He's that dude that always got on the work jumpsuit because he's a shade tree mechanic. He's got the cigarette hanging off the tip of his lip.
Come on.
His hands is always dirty because he always working.
Fixing
you feel
car,
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he usually ends up fixing her car or something, and that ends up being her new friend. They never get married. She just say, Otis is my friend. That's where Vivica's at right now. And she got to accept that because she messed up. Yo, there was one point where Vivica, the way she looked remind me of Vanessa Williams. You feel me? Like she was beautiful.
Look at it. Look at it.
Yes, sir.
She was somebody's wife.
Yes, sir. That's when she was supposed to. That's when she was supposed to snag her one right there.
Right there. Right there.
But see, I'm gonna tell you the mistake she made.
Ran south.
I'm gonna tell you the mistake she made. See, women, y'all gotta realize, and it's gonna sound messed up when I say it, but I gotta say it. The way your lifespan is, as far as the dating world, is like an NBA player. When you first come into the league, you can get the best contract ever. because you're young, you don't got no injuries, you got nothing but potential. You feel me? But let me tell you something. If you wait until you done got a torn ACL and your knees is bad, and you got some years in the game, you feel what I'm saying? You got a couple injuries, couple children, you feel me? You can't think you're gonna get the best contract at the end of your career. That's not how that works. You feel me? If you're smart, you try to get a job in sportcasting like Charles and Shaq. You feel me? And guess what? That's settling. It just is. It is what it is, man.
I want to get the ladies in here, Angry Man. You is stupid, bro. I want to get the ladies in here. Miss Israel, I want to start with you first, and then we're gonna go to Judge Alicia, Anissa, and Embrace the Grace. Miss Israel, what are your thoughts on Viv? Thank you, Mr. Bennett.
I agree with Angry Man on that one. She had lost her. She had found her husband in the beginning. She fumbled him. She straight up fumbled him, and I don't think nobody want to come up behind that. I really don't have too much to say about Vivica Fox, really. She had lost cause to me. I'm sorry. That girl, she got so much Botox in her face. If these women knew what this Botox was, Botox is nothing but botulism fluid that they put in dead bodies. And you put it all in your face. That's why her face looked dead. I'm sorry.
Well, I have a question though, guys. You know, because I don't want to do Aunt Viv like this. Y'all ain't shit. I just want to say that.
You know she looked like Madam, right?
Right. Hey, Angry Man. That's the point I'm making. Angry Man. How do you go from this, right, to this?
Mm-hmm. Hey, if you get a chance one day, find the next time you talk about it, find that picture of that puppet Madam from back in the day.
This is the woman. Now, this is the woman that said, I don't need no man. This is the woman that say, please come get me. Please.
I told you all she needs. Otis,
he fixed somebody's carburetor right now.
Oh, Otis Supreme. He a rich woman's lover
right now.
He a rich woman's lover and a poor woman's dream. I'm telling you, Otis Supreme.
I cannot just stand by and let y'all go him on Vivica like that.
Come on, Take Heed. You know she do look like Madam on Solid Gold. She look just like that.
Listen, y'all cannot just get up here and talk about my melanated sister like that. Black don't crack, damn it. Okay.
Now listen. The next thing you're gonna see, Take Heed, before we get you in here, Alicia, get ready. The next thing you're gonna see, she's gonna be asking for a man with a bathing suit on like this.
Wow.
You know, it's gonna get if it get, then she gonna be over there like this. She's gonna be with them. Listen. Alicia.
BMU, you ain't shit.
Alicia, wait a minute, you okay? Alicia, you okay over there?
You traumatizing her. She's traumatized.
She is traumatized.
You muted, baby. You muted. Unmute yourself. We need to hear from you. You still muted. Oh my God. While we waiting on her to get unmuted.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Yes. Y'all wrong.
What are your thoughts, Alicia? What is your advice for Madam?
Well, I understand her. I understand the fear that a lot of us have when it comes to commitment, because as our wonderful friend Trey says, look around. I mean, look around, look at the stats. It's everywhere. You see so much failure stories, unsuccessful stories that is, it's terrifying. But as Kevin Samuel says, it's like being in a car accident. If you get in a car accident, if you are paraplegic or if you're fine, whatever the case may be, does that stop you from riding the car again? So it's it's her choice, and she's living with the consequences. No, I can just wish her the best. Hopefully she does find an Otis fixing the carburetor. I don't mind an Otis.
Okay. Anissa, I don't know. You need to reach out to Vivica and tell her it's over. Unless she's going to accept the butcher at the local Kroger's, it's pretty much over. Anissa, what do you think? What are your thoughts?
I have three things to say about it. I think that when you think about Vivica and women like her who are in that Hollywood scene, you have a limited time to make it in Hollywood. So unfortunately, their hottest years where they look the best, the body is the best, is where they really need to be putting the energy into their careers in Hollywood. So it really becomes their primary focus. If you're on that scene, like you want to make it, you want to get on, you want to be in all the movies or whatever, because you have a short time to do that. Unfortunately,
Two words, Angela Bassett.
Ooh,
that is true.
Yes, right. I know. I just threw that out.
That's true, but for the majority, you have to kind of strike while you're hot. So their focus is, it becomes career and trying to make it and do all of those things, and they're probably not even thinking about marriage and children and all of that to their detriment, because like you said, then you wake up and you're 60 and you're looking for someone, but she still is Vivica Fox. She's not the average woman. Her options still might not be as plentiful, but they still might be a little better than the average woman simply because she is Vivica. Now, she has definitely had too many fillers in her face. She has definitely overdone it. You have to be careful when you start doing procedures and stuff because, it can really, her face does not look the same at all. So I'm sad to hear that, to see that with with Vivica. But the second thing I was going to say is I think sometimes we spend when we talk about the snow bunnies and all of that, we've got to learn to be more strategic than we are. We're not strategic. We are not strategic, and I think we spend too much time in subpar situations sometimes. You wasted 10, 12 years on somebody that probably should have only got 6 months.
Oh my God.
But then you wasted all of these years, and now you're at a certain point, and it's like oh my God, I gave all of this to this guy, hoping that it would work out, hoping that he would marry me, and it just doesn't pan out, and then you are where you are. So got to be strategic, ladies, and you got to stop wasting time. If you're intentional and you know that you want to be married and be a wife, you cannot waste time in subpar situations. You just can't.
Now, if you look at Vivica, she's the example of what you don't want, ladies. But Angela Bassett got married at an early age.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't. No, she didn't.
No,
how old was she?
She got married at 40. No, she married Courtney at 40. They actually knew each other at Yale drama school.
Right.
Went their separate ways, reconnected, and they got married then. But she was almost 40 years old, and the kids they have, she had to have through a surrogate. So she actually lucked out because most women don't get that chance again. But they were able to reconnect. So I'm not hating her for it, but it's not like she got married in her 20s. No, that's not the story.
That wasn't luck. That wasn't luck. That wasn't luck. She shot a buzzer beater. That's what that was.
That's luck. That's the luck is going. You got a 1 in 1,000 chance of that thing going in there. So yeah, I call that luck.
But look at the difference between if you look at
nothing a woman can do.
If you look at how beautiful
Madam
Angela Bassett is,
love that show.
Look at Angela Bassett.
Yeah.
And then you look right now at Vivica Fox. I'm just saying. It's a difference. It's a
It's a
difference.
big difference.
And
I
you
don't know
should
why
take a
Vivica
look at
let them put that stuff in her
And
face. It
you
just
know,
changed her whole face structure.
and I'm gonna say
So let me just say
something
this real quick, BMU. Let me say this real quick. I'll be real fast. Listen, I tell women this all the time. There's absolutely nothing you can't do by being married other than getting some penis from somebody else. You could become a star. You could get your education. You could do all of that shit and still be married. And so when they say, I got to get all this education and all this bullshit and I have to be single to do it, that's absolute fucking bullshit.
Absolutely.
You got the
There's
right
nothing
guy.
you can't do. There's nothing you can't do.
Only thing
Married.
you can't do is get some
Absolutely.
other dick. That's it. And
Yeah.
a lot of women reject that shit because they want to be free to suck on the straw of another man anytime they want to. Everything else is all bullshit. And so I'm telling you, I mean, our lives will be much, listen, women, I believe you control the sexual marketplace. And if you don't get your head together that you can be a star and be married at the same time, have a family at the same time. Look at all the hyenas who came after the kicker from the Kansas City Chiefs. But just telling women you could be great mothers. You could be educated, you could be great mothers, and they try to cancel a guy like crazy. So all I'm just trying to say is, men have a role. We fuck up in certain areas, but women, you guys have more power than you ever can imagine, but just wielding that shit wrong. So that's how I landed there.
I want to address what Alyssa said as far as the fear of commitment. Us men, we have our fears of commitment too. You know what I'm saying? We have the fear that, we might not be in a relationship with the person we thought we was in a relationship with, because sometimes y'all go in that bathroom at night and come out looking like a construction worker. Like we got to make sure y'all the same person that we met when we was in the mall and so trust.
Wait, while Angle Man laughing, Judge, what are your thoughts? Judge, go
Hey, you know what that's called? That's called an undercover Danny Glover. You done came out the bathroom looking like Danny Glover. Like, no.
I wasn't expecting that.
I'm through.
Judge, what are your thoughts, Judge?
I think it's way too late to get the best of the best right now, but I'm not saying it's too late for her, but she waited a little too late. She's 60. Now, if I'm 60 and I'm not married, well, I might as well just go and stay single. So
that's the other thing, though. But
everybody says she need to go find Otis.
That's the other thing nobody's talking about. Whether you a male or a female, who the hell want to get married at 60?
I wouldn't mind. I would try if something happens where I was still single. I would still try.
Yeah.
Gosh. Hey.
At 60, you can't even stand your children, much less somebody else. Like, for real.
Yeah, that's right when those vaginal walls start to spread. Like they doing this.
Nah, I didn't say that. I ain't even.
They fighting each other. Just embrace the grace. Your thoughts?
Shout out to Kevin Samuels. He was the greatest, but this is the epitome. Winter has come from Vivica Fox.
Yes.
And ladies, take heed. Like that plug. Take heed to that message that this is what can happen with your unrealistic expectations. You passing over Brad, who's the electrician and the plumber, because you want to chase the goddamn bag. Okay, you can't take your PhDs with you. You can't take your money. You can't take your bags. You can't take your cars with you. You leave a legacy with your children and your family. When you're dying in the hospital, you don't have your car in the room. You don't have your purses in the room. What do you have? You have your family there. You have your family there. I went to graduations last week with my son, and most of them girls were already talking about college and finding a husband. You know what I'm saying? But we a lot of us are not. I got married late. I got married at 31. I got married late. I went to college, did all that. I mean, but I did it and had one kid. But Vivica Fox, winter has come for her. Feminism tricked her. Disney movies tricked her with the happily ever after story. So she just needs to go on girls trip and kick it until she kicks the bucket, because and she need to get with Otis, because Otis going change the oil for her and keep it lubed.
Otis got a pension. She better get with Otis.
Exactly, because she's not getting any more scripts. She's not working like Angela Bassett. She's not executive producing anything. She ain't doing but nothing.
She's not even in a gym. Is she even working out, man? I mean,
No, yeah, she's
Angela stay in the gym, man.
Warranty commercials with Ice-T.
She doing what?
Extended warranty commercials with Ice-T.
And then to see her skin bleached and the way she looks, and it's like it's really sad. I know we're laughing and this is funny, but it's really sad. And shit, I'm about to be 50 this year, so you know what I'm saying. So I better hurry up too now, because my pretty gonna go away. But I'm not pumping all that bullshit in my face.
I want to ask a question real quick though.
Absolutely.
Did the feminist movement really fool Black women, or did we just have enough hatred in our heart for our men?
Trying to follow the white woman, trying to chase the white woman ideology.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, why was it so easy for our sisters to turn like that? I'm just saying,
that's a good question.
That is a good question.
It's not that easy, JT. Black women have been a conduit to destruction of the Black race for all kinds of shit. From when Lyndon B. Johnson said, "Take this welfare check and told your man you can't be in the house." There's a whole bunch of shit. The fucking rainbow community, how y'all embrace those guys. Just
my problem still is that we say we the smartest.
Oh my God!
That's my problem right there, because we say we the smartest. How is it that we so easily fooled?
Ain't no smartness in that.
It's the myth. It's the myth of white womanhood. It's Miss Anne syndrome. There were a lot of Black women back in the day that wanted to be Miss Anne. They thought that white women had so much more privilege than they did. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, I ain't gonna go into all of that, but white women had men going upside their head back in the day. Like, so, it was just me personally. I think it was back in the day. I think Black people had that moment in the 60s where we started pursuing our own identity, when everybody started rocking the afros and throwing up the fist, Black pride or whatever. But if you notice, the men didn't go back to putting conch in their hair. The men kept moving forward. For some reason, the women went back to relaxing their hair. And I don't know how that happened. I'm still trying to figure out how that happened and when that happened.
No, that happened because you gotta remember our mothers. What did our mothers always say about our hair, y'all?
Ooh. Our hair was nappy.
Bad hair, your hair nappy. That's right. This is real. You got some nappy hair. Your hair sure is nappy. Make you feel so bad. You're like, why she talking to me like that? But
we have to fix your hair. Like something's wrong with it.
A lot of y'all's hair got destroyed by y'all's mamas
because of that nonsense.
I remember that. Yeah.
Look, the sad part is, and I don't know, it just keeps replaying in my mind. I know we laughing about Vivica and this and that, but I'm going to share something with you. When this is just a little small story. When my grandmother passed away, right? She had 5 children. And one of them did everything she wanted to do with life. She enjoyed herself. But when my grandmother got a little older, she started taking care of my grandmother. She had men coming for her and everything to want to marry her, but she would not. She would not marry them. She was beautiful though. My auntie was beautiful. And she did everything she wanted to do, enjoy, she traveled, all that. But when my grandmother passed to glory, she cried to my father and she said, I'm hurting because when I get ready to go to glory, I won't have eyes looking back at me. So my father looked at her. My father said, what are you talking about? She said to him, Bone, you got 3 eyes that's going to look back at you. 3 sets that's going to look back at you. I have none. See, we like to get out here and say we independent, we can do everything by ourselves, we don't need no men, we gonna live this way, we gonna travel, we gonna do this. But when reality hits you in your face, you will start singing like my auntie, I don't have eyes that look back at me. And it's painful. And I don't know why we think that this makes sense. Even Minister Louis Farrakhan said, if you are not married, if you have not gotten married, if you have not, let me say it one more time. If you have not gotten married, you have failed at womanhood. And that's nasty, right? Louis Farrakhan said, I was like, what the? And when he said that, I was like, he's right. Because you want to know why? We were sent here for a purpose. We are the helpmate. We miss that part. We want to be Adam.
You talking?
To be Adam. That's the problem. That's the problem that we have in our community. We want to be Adam. But then when some shit happens, I don't want to be Adam. You running. I don't want to be Adam. But beforehand, you want to be Adam. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Instead of you being Adam, help me. You will even trust Adam. I'm better than you. I'm smarter than you. You know what I'm saying? You are the helpmate. A lot of our sisters miss that part. And then when you get as old as Vivica, and she's not just the only woman, she just famous that we talking about. But there's a lot of women that go through this right now, that they wish they had a warm body laying next to them. They wish they had somebody to call them on their ish. A lot of women wish they had that right now, but you know what? They took the advice of their mother and grandmother, and guess what the advice was? Go to school, do everything you want to do, and enjoy your life. Okay,
live your best life.
Waiting for you, men gonna be there waiting for you. That's what they told you.
Meanwhile, Mama and Big Mama is living in a house that Papa paid for with his pension. With his pension, his Social Security, and they ain't got to do a damn thing.
Nope.
And guess, and also, Anger Man, to add what you just said, just bunk bed your comment here. You know, half of those mamas and grandmamas that did that, they maggot food right now. They maggot food, and now ain't nobody gonna buy their daughter no food. And they about to be dead. Vivica about 20 years away. She got 2 more decades left before she ran out of gas.
Yeah, and you know, and here's the funny thing. This is not really funny. It's sad. You look at Vivica and you look at Taraji, right? Because of the position they in, because of the money they making, you know they got a whole host of family members that's leeching off of them. So instead of them being women that are under a man's covering and being taken care of by their husband, they out here having to take care of a bunch of other freeloaders. That's what Taraji was complaining about when she was complaining about the lack of pay. You know what I'm saying? Now, she may not be getting what she deserves as an actress, but part of the reason that what she's getting ain't enough is because she got too many mouths she got to feed.
She got a lot of people to feed. I'm going to say this too about loving yourself, right? Because the reason that Vivica put that stuff in her face, she put that cow manure in her face, is because she thought it was the fountain of youth. It's not the fountain of youth, ma'am. Your face looked like an official NBA basketball. And and I'm trying to just. I'm looking around Hollywood. Let me tell you somebody I used to be infatuated with. That damn Serena Williams. Oh, Serena Williams. That woman used to make my spirit itch. Just, Lord have mercy. And the other day I saw her doing an interview. I said, what the fuck happened to Serena?
You mean Mufasa?
What the fuck happened?
Ooh, that po child. Yeah, that's a bad lion face right there.
Man, what happened?
I'm gonna tell you what happened. Self-hatred. That's what happened.
Yeah, but she got clowned a lot for her career, though. I remember black women and black men calling her manly looking and whatnot. I mean, that's she got clowned a lot back in the day for being.
Hold on, Mr.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Now, look, I loved it. Look, it wasn't coming from me. I'm just saying I heard that a lot from the people around me.
Mr. Bennett, wait a second, brother.
That's right. That's not true.
There was a lot of brothers.
I didn't say there weren't. I didn't say there weren't.
Look, here's the thing. Listen what I'm saying now. I'm not saying what you said is wrong. There were people that clowned her.
Men and women.
But
she too muscular. Oh, she too mean. I heard that a lot.
But there were just as many men.
Praise the Lord.
That would have stepped over 20 women to get to her. Now, look, here's the problem. Right? The problem with her is she had so much self-hatred because of colorism and plantation politics that she was hearing the people talking junk about her more than the people that was praising her.
Oh, that yeah.
But
that's human though, right? You can have everybody in the world calling, saying great things about you, but that one person could mess you up, and that's something you carry with you.
For me, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about me, and I can't relate to the women's experience, but there ain't enough shit talking in the world for nobody to get me to mess my face up like that. I'm sorry.
I'm with you there, bro.
I'm sorry.
I'm with you there. Okay.
I still disagree. I still disagree that you can lay that on the feet of black men.
Hold on.
I didn't say black men. I said a lot of the criticism came from black women.
Yeah, it is.
Black women were clowning her, talking about her body and her look and everything.
You know what? Let me just say this real. BM, you can go. I believe she looks like the way she does is because she's taken DNA from a white man and she's around white people and she felt insecure.
What are you talking about, R-Pain?
She felt insecure.
So the man rubbed off on R-Pain.
She felt insecure about the way she looked around the people that she runs with.
Lord,
and so she's trying to find a way to look more like them. We had a panel on here talking about the DNA transfer and all that kind of shit. She loves a white man. She wants to be closer to that dude. And she's doing everything she can to be more in tune with the way that guy looks. And that's what I'm thinking. So
hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I know this is a little higher level shit for some of you motherfuckers. But I'm just saying that's how I see it.
R-Pain. Who would want to alter this?
A black woman.
Oh my God!
A black woman. Brothers weren't. I said. Like I said, brothers weren't given the smoke like that. Very few.
She got a blonde wig on.
Mr. Billy, can we just shut up? Shut up, R-Pain. Listen. Can we just for one moment, R-Pain, just look, nigga.
The only one's gonna be mad at that is a sister. A brother's not gonna be upset, angry at that. Hair or no hair.
It's a theory. It's just a theory, man. She grew up around a lot of white people, man. Her whole everything she's around, she's a tennis player. The most people in her orbit are white people.
Let me tell you something.
No disrespect.
Let me tell you something, brother. There are men in our community that will wage wars for them yams, bro.
Man, I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, boy. You about to holler at your boy. Shit. Serena will fuck, man. Anger man. You know when she got me? She was in a match and she was about to lose. The ball was going out. I said, "Yeah, baby, finna lose." And she went across the court. She
did a split?
She did the splits and hit that ball. I said, "Oh, I'm in love." Oh my God, boy. I was up out there. I was up out of there, boy. Woo,
it's a lot of women that's buying her body, actually. And when they was talking about her back then, because believe me, I know, because I used to be talked about too, but it's a natural body. They are jealous. The reason why a lot of these, and I call them pseudo sisterhoods. I call them, my name, what I coined it is pseudo hyena hood. You want to call yourself hating on these women because you wish you had their body. You wish that you had what they had going on. Same like with Simone Biles. I know this off the subject, but a lot of women was coming at her because she stand up for a man. I'm one, I would stand up for my man regardless, because at the end of the day, he is the one that's taking care of me. He is the one that's gonna be laying in my bed at night. And I ain't got to worry about nobody's opinions about anything, because you're the one that's lonely, not me. And Simone, she did right by going in on them about talking about her husband. And when they was talking about how dare she pursue him, I pursued mine.
Right.
Look, my wife said this. She said she finds it interesting that back in the day, when she was younger, people, like other women, would talk about her because she had a big booty, right? Mm-hmm. And now they run around here buying big booties,
buying them, 50% off Memorial Day sales.
And I told her, I said, well, I tell you what, if I had encountered you back then, you feel what I'm saying? I wouldn't have had nothing messed up to say. I'd have been mesmerized by them yams. You feel me,
boy? Can you imagine Serena Williams walking in butt naked saying "Be still"? What? Oh my God. That one. Ooh. And you know what? I'm telling you that she is not pregnant proof. I'm telling you, if that woman came in with all that muscle and that ass and put that ass on you, you ain't pulling up out of that thing. I promise you. Ain't nothing coming. You ain't coming up out of there. You're not.
That Rebello's pops.
You guys want to know another sad one? And I grew up with her. I grew up watching her, Little Kim, because she was traumatized with Biggie and Faith and everybody, and the fact that Biggie chose Faith over her. And I mean, it's trauma. And I did a show on colorism, and it starts with our aunties and our big mamas with the colorism bullshit with little girls. And it's really sad. I was called the N-word in my family by my brother because I'm the only one with melanated. My three siblings are all white, green eyes, and I'm the only one with melanation, and I was called the N-word. It's the colorism. The colorism. And we're guilty of it the most. Our own are guilty of most of it. How are we going to tell white people to stop being racist when we racist amongst each other the most?
Grace,
Where they do that at?
Yeah, I had an aunt like that.
You're a liar, Grace. They're going to call you a liar, baby. They're going to say auntie and mama never said nothing like that. They were sweet old women. They never said nothing.
Right?
Oh, no, they was ruthless.
They used to take me and relax my hair. They didn't want my hair. They were like, well, we perming your hair at 6 years old. I didn't need it. But
I done heard women say some of the most horrible shit, especially to my dark-skinned cousins. Some of the names, and then they get mad and come outside and want to call me a yellow nigga because they done got talk shit too. You feel what I'm saying?
I remember being years old.
Are you saying that black mothers are responsible for some of the trauma of self-love and hate to their daughters and their sons?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No.
Yes,
Exactly.
because
No.
the men the men don't typically do that. The most the men is gonna do, the most the men gonna do, and the dudes that do this is really messed up. You'll have some black men, they'll treat the light-skinned girls a little bit better than the dark-skinned girls.
Right.
But those are the dudes that's pieces of shit. Most of the dudes don't really engage in that. It's usually the mamas and the aunties that got something really messed up to say, like, you know, go sit your black ass
Like
down.
little red bee.
Yeah, or
To
you
a child.
your little yellow motherfucker, like shit like that. Like,
go sit your ugly black ass down somewhere.
Yep.
Beat the shit out of it.
I got some pushback for angry men. I got some pushback.
what's the pushback?
This
What's
is
the pushback?
sir. This the pushback. Okay, this the pushback, sir.
Here we go.
I only got called. You little black motherfucker look just like your daddy a couple times. Okay, that's all I got called when I was young. Okay, just a couple times. But I'm gonna share something with you. I had an uncle who was brown chocolate. Every time I went to his house, he gave me candy. Listen, M&Ms and Hershey bars, and give them to me in front of the kids and tell them the chocolate one get the chocolate. Y'all don't get it.
Really? So look, check this out. Check this out.
Rest in peace. He was mean. He said because I was the only dark-skinned one in the family that looked like him.
Well, check this out. I got an uncle that's your complexion, a little bit darker, right? And every time we got into it, I was all kinds of yellow motherfuckers. I got two cousins that's lighter than me, and they got hazel eyes, right? He called them little demon babies, like bruh.
Light bright.
Yeah, light bright, high yellow motherfucker, like all that shit.
Angry man, I got a question for you, Angry man. I got a question for y'all, the panel. Are y'all ready? I want to see your reaction. Alicia, I want to see your face first, okay? Tell me how is this possible, okay? Tell me how this is possible. How do we go from this? I had this poster on my wall.
Bruh.
Why I had so much lotion by my bed with this poster?
Okay, TMI.
This poster was on my wall. How do you go from this to this?
That is so sad.
That's
why. What the biggest question is why
it was an RV accident.
No, the bigger question is why are all these black women trying to look like Madam?
Oh no,
that's the question.
I don't know.
They all using the same Botox.
Yeah, it's the same thing. But actually, who's the woman who tried to look like a cat or something like that? And she had all this crazy surgery she had done to look like had a cat face or something like that. They all go that way.
But you know what, Mr. Bennett? They go and get airbags installed in their face. I don't understand what's happening.
No. That's one of the drugs, one of the drugs. And one of the gateway drugs is makeup and weaves and fake nails and lashes. Those are all gateway drugs, and that's what it leads to.
At least that's what I be saying, but they be getting mad at me when I say that because these girls be having them eyelashes on looking like spray painted.
Mamas need to nip that in the bud. No makeup.
Oh, Eartha Dick. I mean, quick. What's her name? What he say?
Wow.
But she might have been 80 by then, man. That's an older picture, though.
But hold on. The point is, she didn't want no man either. This is Vivica in the future.
No, I know. Yeah, I was going to raise that point earlier because she had a sort of confessional about men, and then we all know about Diane Carroll. She also made a confession. So I guess the question is, like, how many of these starlets have to say, kind of their mea culpas about how they approach things before a lot of women start to listen? But yeah, she said it. Diane Carroll, all these women are kind of saying it, and we seeing all these all these women from the 90s that we just thought were just everything, all dimes back in the 90s, and we're seeing them all age out. Sanaa Lathan, it doesn't, all of them. They're just all starting to age out.
Eartha Kitt looks like she does look like she looks like a James Brown stunt double.
No!
I will say this though. There are some 50-year-old, 60-year-old women that took care of themselves, and I know people don't like her. Angela Bassett was one. We already talked about Angela.
Right.
But that goddamn J-Lo, listen to me. How old is that? 53?
Chef Bebe, I think Chef Bebe 73 now.
Pull up Vanessa Williams, not light skinned Vanessa Williams, but chocolate Vanessa.
Yeah, I know
chocolate
what you're
Vanessa
talking about.
Williams.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I got you. Oh my God.
She did not age. She did.
But you know what's crazy to me? They talk so much about the snow bunnies, but you're trying to look like the snow bunny. You know, you talk about you talk about the hair, you talk about the light skin, you talk a shit about you know, it's I'm confused.
They also around here looking like drag queens too, so you don't even know. I'm being honest. They like Transformers. You can't tell the difference. They out here tricking these men. Actually, I have a problem with that. I was talking to one girl and I seen her I didn't know if it was a he or she. I'm sorry, but
yeah, you can't tell.
That drag makeup.
Because they're letting them do their makeup. That's why.
Yep. What's happening is they pushing this drag makeup on the women, and I'm sorry, but I'm looking at the bigger picture to trick a lot of these men into, you know, they fooling them because
false
these men
advertisement.
These men don't know what's
bait and switch
between the men and women, but the makeup was made for. Actually, makeup was made for the men that wanted to be girls.
Initially, it was prostitutes.
Do y'all watch that movie? Do y'all watch that TV show that Tyler Perry came out with called Zach and Fatima?
I don't watch none of his stuff.
I don't watch this.
So check this out. The woman on there that plays Fatima, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every time I see her on that show, she be looking like a dude, like the way her makeup is and the wig and stuff. And then I saw her on YouTube because she has her own podcast. Totally different.
Oh yeah, she look real good. I know you're talking about now. Yeah, she look.
You know what I'm talking about, right? I'm like,
yeah, I seen it on your show.
Like she's beautiful, but then on the flip side, and I asked my wife. I said, "Yo, let me ask you a question." I said, "Why is Tyler Perry trying to make all of the women in his shows look like dudes?
Look like him?"
Yeah, they like the makeup, the way they do the makeup and the wigs and stuff. I was like, why is he trying to make them look, you know, like Transformers? Like it seemed like he's doing it on purpose.
He is.
And his wig department need to be fired. Them motherfuckers.
Oh
listen.
God, them wigs so old. Them hair hats look like they've been ran over by a tow truck.
He spent too much money on the estate. He should have allocated some of that money to the wigs. That's what it was.
It's all programming, man. It's all programming. It really is. And listen, just one thing. When we were showing those women, I was just talking to my wife this morning. And I showed a picture of her Madonna because I was a big Madonna fan. We're the same age. And I said she looks like the puppet from Saw. If you ever put the puppet from Saw against Madonna, it looked the same. I said, shit. Yeah, my wife was cracking up.
Madonna look like uncooked chicken.
She sure do.
She does.
She like
man, what?
Anchorman, this for you.
Yeah, she hasn't aged. Like she has not aged.
Still beautiful.
Praise the Lord, everybody.
She still look like Keisha from New Jack City. That's crazy. That's crazy.
She still looks like herself.
Yeah.
Felicia Rashad can get it right now.
Bruh.
He went solid there for a minute.
But you know what?
If you fuck around and catch Whoopi late at night with the lights off, you might.
Oh no! Oh no!
I'll never tell it. I'll never tell it. That's for sure.
Oh my God!
Oh man!
Oh my God! Crazy. Y'all heard what Whoopi said? Whoopi said she like traveling penis. She said she wanted in and out of the house.
Jesus Christ!
Did y'all see the interview, Angerman? She said she
No, I did not. I
will never be in a committed relationship. I just want men to come in now. And she said her mama said, "Well, you just need to have parties with me." And then she said, "I will."
Let me tell you something. I have never seen any type of interview where Whoopi was talking about penis. And I'm glad because I would have to burn that memory from my brain.
I got one for you, Angry Man. I saw Whoopi on the interview and she had her braids. She said, listen, it depends on whether the man is pulling it this way or that way. I said, And I said, that was good, man. I said, I got that right away. I said, Whoopi. Oh, Whoopi. Oh, you know what I'm saying? So that was a real good one. I actually, were you pulling it this way or you pulling it that way? I said, oh, my God.
Sweet Jesus.
It definitely would have to be this way so I don't have to look at it. But, what the hell?
Whoopi out here advertising. She trying to advertise like everybody else doing. She know what she's doing.
Yeah.
You know what?
Why are especially women? Why are women so comfortable talking about stuff like that in public?
We ain't telling nobody about.
I'm just saying hi to the dog there. Hey.
Oh, what's up, dog? Hey, you know what? The angry man, I've been watching you for a while, and I know that you have a crush on a certain person, right? And I found her.
No, I don't.
He a married man.
I found your celebrity
Don't
crush.
do that to him.
Okay. I found your celebrity crush. She just sent me a picture. It's downloading now. She said,
brace yourself, angry man.
She said, tell AM I missed my boo thing. I said I will. And she said that you told her that she's the most beautiful woman in Hollywood.
I doubt it. Please don't let this, bruh. Am I gonna need?
you may need some.
Your next show.
She said you told her several times that you were going to leave your house to be with her.
Bullshit. Look. Ah!
Oh Lord, I love her. She's awesome.
Oh, come on, man.
I like her though. She's on.
Awesome.
You know what's crazy?
At Golden Rest Baptist Church. Listen,
you know what's crazy?
She was talking about men though. She was talking about penises not good enough. Men wouldn't. Penis is not big enough for her and all that. Well, ma'am, I mean, goddamn, when you've been on the road as long as you have, and you could turn an 18-wheeler around in that thing and not touch nothing. I mean, I understand.
Yeah, I cooked her for that because you know what? Before she said that craziness,
I'm sorry, Miss Israel.
I actually felt bad for her when she did that interview one time. She said she felt like she was never gonna find nobody.
Yeah.
I genuinely felt bad for her.
I did too.
And then she jumped out there talking crazy about dudes, and I was like, nope, I can't even feel bad for you now.
She only talking reckless about men because men don't want her. Pay attention to a lot of these women out here when they say men ain't this, men ain't that. I'm single by choice. You single? You're not single by choice. You're single because a man don't want you because of your attitude.
Miss Israel, I told you about telling the truth. I don't know what's going on tonight. I don't understand this part.
Look, I'm almost half a century, girl. I can't tell the lie.
Hey, who is that?
It's the 70s, ain't it?
Praise the Lord, everybody.
Yeah.
Man.
You know what? My fro.
Oh my goodness, bro. I mean, the women just were different. I mean, look, the asses were normal. You know, you didn't have to worry about one of the shocks going out in the ass or
oh no.
One of the ass cheeks losing combustion. You didn't have to worry about it.
Face is natural.
Hey, brother, could you imagine?
I heard those BBL smell.
I heard that too.
Could you imagine?
You know what they said? The girls that got BBLs, when they fart, pollution go up 15%.
No.
Hey, could you imagine living in the 70s, bro? Like being a teen, being a late teen, early 20 in the 70s.
Yes. And seeing Pam Grier walking down the sidewalk. Yeah.
Why was we always excited to see Pam Grier? It'd be male or female. Any one of us been excited.
Man, Pam Grier, boy. Listen to me. I was a kid.
But she was the first one to rock a body out there because the women you just showed, they're all thin. I mean, I don't buy all those magazines from the 70s or whatnot. Just like with all the others, they took the thinnest women possible. But sisters don't look like that. Pam Grier looked like a black woman. She had the shape of a black woman. All them other ones, you know, they just starved themselves to look the way they did.
Hey, did you see? I know y'all saw when Jerome was singing to her on Martin. Soon as he got close to it, he was looking back to see if anybody was coming. He just grabbed her.
That was funny. That was funny.
Man, you know, I guys, we okay. Listen, I'm gonna play one more video, and I know that I'm gonna play this video to piss people off. But before we do, JT's about to head out. JT, thank you for being here. ETG, you want to go? Never mind. Thank you so much for being here tonight. And he has a show tomorrow right here, guys, on Black Men Unfiltered Network. What We Know Wednesdays. And you think this is crazy? Come and see JT tomorrow at 8:45 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the network. I'm working on something for Thursday. I'm just so excited about it. But anyway, I got a video I want to show you because I want to piss everybody off. All right, Anissa sent me the video about the numbers. We already talked about the NBA official basketball face women. But I want to talk about this. What are we going to do to preserve our culture? Now, what I mean by that is, why are we allowing white women to come in, swoop down, and get these black men, take them back up out of here? Why? And these white women are doing it, and they're doing it well. And I'm going to show you this video of this guy who, let me play it for you guys. Here we go.
I got this idea to tell you that you need to do your research, and if you're dating a black man, it is your responsibility to understand the history and the trauma of slavery.
And you was one of your initial classes, one of the first classes you had, you noticed that it was predominantly non-black women who were going in there studying black men.
I started teaching a black male course because it was needed. You know, I noticed I started to get this population of white women.
Yeah.
I don't know why they were there. And when I began to kind of ask them, in the hallways, under the, why are you taking this class? And I started to find, oh, well, my boyfriend is, and I want to understand him and his family, or, I'm trying to date some of the men on the basketball team or football team or whatever, but I don't understand them. So another 3 or 4 years after that, I noticed the population shifted from, white women to Latinas, and the Latinas were coming in with the same kind of intensity.
You're literally telling me that you had a class that was dedicated to black men, where black women have an opportunity to study their men, understand what they're going through, understand how to relate to them better. And instead of us doing that, you have other women of other ethnic groups, other races going in, taking note, using that as ammo to get the quote unquote best men out there. So it's like,
I have a problem with the video.
Now, let me tell you something. Let me just say this on behalf of the brothers, on behalf of the brotherhood, and I do believe I speak for all the brothers. The moment that we find out
Lost in translation, come on,
a woman of any ethnicity is taking the time to understand the plight of the black man, we gone. We gone. It's over. Because guess what? That's the only thing we have asked. That's the one thing brothers want out of the sisters. Just understand what a brother go through. That's it. Just understand it.
I would like to say something, please.
And I'm out to take heed. All right, Anissa, bring it in, Anissa. I hear you. Okay, now. The black woman is God. I'm tired. No, y'all gonna stop.
Are you afraid of these facts you're about to get?
Y'all gonna stop. I'm trying to keep a straight face too. It's not working. The black woman is God. Y'all not gonna be getting up here talking about my sisters like that. Okay?
Look, their sisters need to straighten up.
We don't want to know how our brothers is faring. We don't want to know. Okay? We don't want to know. The black woman is God. She made him. She made him. She got the right to critique him and say whatever she want to say about him. And then when she's 60 years old, talking about she taking new dick applications.
Oh my goodness.
So Anissa had something to say. Anissa, after seeing these women who are going to study black men to learn them better, to nurture and love them better, what are your thoughts?
Nobody should understand our men better than we do.
You better come tonight.
Nobody should understand our men better than we do, because we've been through all of it with you. How in the world can you let anybody else come in?
Yes.
and invest and learn your man more than you when we've been there from the beginning, from day one through it all.
Yes.
I don't
I'm
understand
gonna tell
that.
you.
That's
I'm gonna
crazy.
tell you how it happens. This is how it happens. Late at night, if you watching TV, a commercial will come on, and it'll be a white lady, and you'll hear that song, "In the Arms of an Angel."
Yeah, I can't even play that song. We're gonna get demonetized. But just so you know, I got it loaded up. You know what I'm saying? I got it loaded up.
You got that clip.
I got it loaded up.
You ain't got that clip.
I got it loaded up, but you know they like to take the monies away.
I'm not mad about it, but if we don't get on it and learn what's happening and what they do, we in a world. Hey, y'all better learn.
I'm trying to tell you this. You gotta teach someone. Go ahead, Judge.
I have studied my black man. So they don't apply to me. But still, we not good enough. So it's always something with black men.
Oh gosh. Oh no, that ain't necessarily true though. That ain't necessarily true. I gotta get some pushback on that.
Push it all the way back.
Because brothers, look, let me hear something. A brother's first choice is y'all.
Yes,
first choice.
And I feel that the sisters spend too much of their time and energy studying boys instead of the men. And they
put on the big screen
there.
Say it again. Say it with your chest.
But you know, if we're starting over with each household because we didn't have the man in the household, it's hard to tell the difference. It is. In some cases, it's impossible. But we got to keep trying. We got to keep trying, or we're gonna lose them.
You know what Sarah's saying? She said, "You black bitches, look at me and Derek.
I love you too, Sarah. But we gotta stay over there.
Black whores, I got your man."
But you know what? The issue is, even though y'all are the brother's first choice, right? Mm-hmm. If you want to picture what it's like for the typical brother being in a relationship, sometimes you ever see that video with Michael Jackson where he's walking against the wind and the wind is just blowing him back and he just trying to walk towards that's what it is. Like y'all, sometimes y'all just too intense. Like y'all be doing the most.
Angry man, I got a new Bible. It's called Anissa chapter 4, verse 13. Anissa said, chapter 4, verse 13, that it's easier to talk to white women. It's easier. They're softer. Their tone is she's here. Anissa, can you repeat what you said?
Oh my God.
Yes.
You're gonna get me in trouble.
We need your protection tonight, goddammit. Go ahead.
I mean, I just have noticed it myself. I mean, I'm not a man, but just in interacting and listening to them, their tone is softer, and it could just be a natural thing. I think their voices are lighter, their tone is softer, and it's to me it's a noticeable difference. So I know men have to notice it. Observation.
It doesn't matter how soft your tone
I'm not saying that it's. I would never say that it's mentally better.
It doesn't matter.
I'm just saying that I noticed that there is a difference. I mean, because when they talk, it's always like, it's always light and airy, and and our voices tend to be a little heavier, a little deeper, a little.
But guess what? I'm gonna show you how well I know the sisters. They gonna be like, that's just them being phony.
No, I don't think so. No.
Well, guys, I have to say something. I bought that video to BMU yesterday for my show on how women need to compete. And I did it. I went to college and I took an African American study, and it was one of the most eye-opening, mindful classes I ever took. And I have to let you guys know, you have to read this book. It's called Kendrick by Octavia Butler. That was the book that we had to read in that class. And if you want to know what Black people went through slavery, this is the book to read. It changed my whole perspective of everything. Maybe this is why I am the way that I am. But let me tell you something. It worked because you get to know the Black man. And this is strategics that other people of other women use to snag the Black man. So it's real because I did it. And that was 20 years ago. So imagine what's going on now. When I was in college, I took a class, and you guys really have to read that book because it is really eye-opening what Black people went through in slavery. I just have to say that.
And information about the thousands of years in which we were kings and queens to remind us of what's possible.
Hold on, listen. Grace, what did I tell you a long time ago?
I know law, but I can't. It chases me every day. It's every day. The comments, the emails, the bullshit.
Listen, what did I tell you? No. I'm just telling you. This is what I'm trying to do.
She gonna get a whooping tonight.
She gonna remember what I told her. What did I tell you?
You told me to forget all that, be me, and continue to be me. That all of that is just hate.
Listen, I told you to get that Brooklyn out your voice and get softer. Didn't I tell you that? Yeah, I did. That takes practice.
Yeah, the great.
Just like I'm talking to you right now.
Yeah, go ahead, Lost.
So that's how you change.
Yeah,
you talk soft.
I was worse, Liz.
Embrace.
That's your superpower.
Now,
see, y'all have forgotten.
He talked to you like an angel. I ain't gonna talk to you like that. I'm gonna talk to you like you're in the street. The great prophet Bernie Mac said, if people don't like you when you're being yourself, fuck them. With handcuffs on, with crazy glue on their lips. Be yourself.
Don't do
Be
that.
yourself.
Listen what I'm telling you now. Listen what I'm telling you now. Use that softer voice because men have to be quiet to listen to you, right? And when you do, you get his attention, right? I think women have forgotten their feminine wiles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't fall in the category that I speak soft.
No. All it takes is practice, baby.
Yeah, it takes practice.
I don't fall in that category. I don't fall in that.
Listen,
I don't either.
Take heed. I've seen you do it.
We got
so stop playing.
Okay.
I've seen you do it. Take heed. So stop playing. I know a professional when I see one. Stop it now.
I just want to share this with y'all. I gotta go because my husband got a big day tomorrow, and I gotta.
Oh, you said your husband got a big, and then you went blank. Your mic went out. I want you to reiterate this because I want. You said my husband got a big, and your mic stopped. So start over.
Well, you know, I can't. You know, well, my key. Anyway, I gotta go.
Good night. Good night.
We love
Good night, sis.
What time?
I'll talk with you tomorrow.
To take heed. Take heed. Tell them what time you go on in the morning so they can come and support you, sweetheart.
9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I try my best to make it at 9:30. More than likely, I'm always there at 9:30. But then, out of the blue, sometimes I might not be there at 9:30. It depends on if my king had gave me an assignment, and I got to get that shit done first. So then after that, I'm there. 9:30, I'm there. Okay. Much love to everybody. Y'all have
Thank you, Techie. Go rub
And Angry Man, I'm gonna share something with you. My brother, I love your content. I don't care what nobody says. I love your content, my brother. Y'all take heed to the message. Have a good night, everybody.
Speaking of Anger Man, Anger Man, listen, I just want you to send me the clip of you with the cigar in your mouth and you staring and the shit just fall out your mouth. That shit is funny as fuck. That shit is hilarious, bro. I'll be laughing my ass off. But listen, man, I want to get Miss Israel in here because she's been waiting patiently to discuss this matter about the snow bunny epidemic. Miss Israel, what are your thoughts about the snow bunny epidemic?
Okay, I have a lot to say.
Did you see the NFL draft? Did anybody see the NFL draft? All the top 10 black players who got selected all had white women.
Yep.
Oh.
Yes, I seen that. But my thing is this: everybody thinking it's white women is winning because the way we talk. It's not the way we talk. It's not our tone. It's the way that we disrespect the black man, and we also don't show them reverence. The white women, they showing them respect and reverence, even if they faking it. They know how to finagle that. Our problem is that we don't know how to respect the man. I don't know if it's because you didn't have your father in your life, or you went through some traumatic episode with a man growing up. Either way it go, our society can't grow at all if you don't show respect to your man, your husband. I'm not gonna say no boyfriends. I don't believe in boyfriend girlfriends. In order for a lot of us women to learn our husbands, we have to show that respect. We have to have that reverence, because if we don't, you're going to open the doors up for the cleanup woman, and then you wondering why he's cheating and everything else, because you're not doing your job. A man's ego needs to be fed. And if you don't feed his ego, somebody will. And 9 times out of 10, these white women just wait. Bad enough we got these hyena sisters waiting for us to drop the ball with our husbands. Now you have, and you're going to always have the snow bunnies waiting in the midst as well. But the snow bunny's going to win over these hyenas. The hyenas just going to get they box dug out, and that's about it. But they won't get married. They'll marry these white girls before they'll marry a hyena.
Can I say something? I said something the other night. I pissed a lot of people off about 3 weeks ago. I don't think I pissed Lost in Translation off, but I said this. And Take Heed almost fell out of her chair. Shout out to Take Heed. She just left. I said the most eligible bachelor is the mistreated husband.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree.
And so those white women, if you go out and just watch, like you just said, just watch. You ain't got to go out and do nothing special. Just watch. The white women, let me give it to you. The black man walks to the door, he's upset. I don't feel like talking, Julia. Oh my God. Billy, Marianne, get your jackets, get your coat. You're going to your aunt's house tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Baby, I know it's not me. It has to be something else. You need to talk to. I'm going to take the kids to my aunt's house, give you some time to relax. When I come back, we're going to talk through this thing, okay? Now, let's go over to the other side. I don't want to talk to you, Anthonicia. I don't give a fuck if you want to talk to you. You don't talk to the motherfuckers at your job like that. You definitely not gonna come in this motherfucker talking to me like that. My motherfucking daddy dead. I don't have to say shit to you. Matter of fact, you can get your shit and get the fuck up out of here. That's what you can do.
You're right.
Where's the line?
It's no line there, and it's another thing. I'm sorry to cut you off.
You ain't cut me out, baby. Preach.
But it's a lot of these women too. I'm sorry, I have to say, are black and brown women. Okay. When it comes to the submissiveness, I'm not being submissive to no man. He ain't my daddy, but your boss act like your daddy, and every time he tell you jump, you be like, how high? But when it comes to your man and he asks you to do something, I ain't your maid, I ain't this, I ain't that, but that boss tell you to clean up something that they spilt on the floor, you yes sir, and you'll do it. You have that same energy for that boss. The same energy you have for that boss, you supposed to have triple the energy for that husband of yours.
Did you hear what I said?
I didn't say nothing because I need to clip it. Damn.
Okay, so there is pretty obvious that our men need respect foremost, the validation regularly. With that being said, men, gentlemen, what do you feel the women need? Because it has to be a balance.
You said, what do y'all need? What do you mean as far as in the relationship?
Yes, absolutely. The men are saying they need respect and validation and, things of that nature. What do you feel the women need?
Let me explain something to you. Men are commanded to love women, right?
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to love you when you're yelling and being honoring and disrespectful. So it's like one of those chicken or the egg things. What comes first? It's easier to love you when you're softer. It's easier to love you when you're understanding.
Okay.
It's easier to love you when you're accountable for your own actions. So
let's say that that's a situation. They are soft, accountable, and so forth. What else do we need? Because we love you as well. And you say that men.
I got the answer for you.
Come on, your man.
Love, protection, provision, comfort, emotional support, and leadership.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Appreciate that.
And I forgot one more thing. What's the best way to say it?
Pongo Pygmaeus.
Sometimes you don't need much, but I got the medicine. You know what I'm saying? I got the medicine.
Pygmaeus, boy. That's what it is. Every woman needs that Pongo Pygmaeus.
What is that? I don't know.
Hold on, let me play it for you again.
I told you this.
I feel like I'm so out of touch.
I told you the 4 F.
What do you call it?
I told you the 4 Fs. If you can get the 4 Fs out of a man, you winning.
Right.
If he can fix shit, finance shit, fight shit, and you know the last F. I ain't gonna say
But AM, that comes naturally. A lot of these women don't know that comes naturally if you produce that feminine wiles that you have, and you have to have for the first two I said, the respect and the reverence. I had to learn. This is my second marriage. My first marriage, I'm not going to say too much about him because we had children. We both had our mistakes because we was younger. But with this second husband of mine, I love him too. But anyway, he ain't playing no stuff, and I'm not the type that will play with him. If you was to respect this man, do what you got to do for your husband, all that other stuff will follow. It's a lot of guys that's out here that's married. They don't even want to mess with their wives because they scared to come in the house. They sit out in the car for at least an hour before they go in there drinking on a beer, or either they say they working late, but they at a bar or probably at another bar or house because they look for peace of mind. His home, and that's his home. These women, my house. No, it's not your house. When you're married, it's his house. It's supposed to be his safe haven. It's supposed to be his peace. He's out there dealing with the world, and you already know the black man is going through a lot of stuff out there in the world. How in the hell he gonna have his peace when he come in the house and he got a damn dragon meeting him at the door? And then on top, I'm just being honest. Then on top of it, you saying, "Oh, he don't want to make love to me." Who in the hell gonna want to make love to you when you acting like a dragon? They stuff ain't gonna get hard for you, baby. It's gonna be soft at all times because you don't know how to speak to this man. You don't even know how to comfort him. Without comfort, you're not gonna get anything, baby, but a wet noodle or whatever you want to call it. I don't know, but
you remember what?
Hold on. Wait. A lot of people look at Viola's part on Fences and they agree.
I was getting ready to say.
Oh goodness!
But when Denzel played that part, and he told her, "When I'm here, I'm not a man. I don't feel like I'm the head of my house." Nobody listened to his line. I don't feel like when I'm over there, I can laugh.
Can laugh so much and feel like it fill up the whole room. You read my mind, BM, because I was gonna say it.
That cleanup woman know how to soothe your man. Believe me.
He said, but there's another part, BM. There's another part you left out, and it's the most heartbreaking part. Is when he looked at her and said, "I don't know how to tell you I've been standing still for the past, what'd he say, 30 years?"
Yep. And guess what she said? She didn't say, "Oh, baby, I didn't understand." No, she said, "I've been standing with you."
Exactly.
That's what she said. She didn't try to. She didn't address his feelings at all.
But you know what she was standing.
I can't explain to you. But change that scene and put Emily in there. Oh my God, I didn't know, baby. Why didn't you say anything? No, she's out.
But see, this is where. But you know what, BM? You know what, BM? I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you the disconnect, right? The disconnect is a lot of women will say, "Well, she's right. She was standing with him," but what they don't understand is that's another shot at him, because the reason she's standing still is because he's standing still. So that's another indication of his failure.
Angry man, you preaching tonight, boy. Let me get this collection plate. Hold on, let me get this super chat. Scorch Earth $5 super chat. He said Fox had 50 cents, wanted $1, and ended up with a penny, including Lisa Ray, Larsa Pippen, and I graduated. And I graduated Tia Mowry. She did say she graduated from that nigga. In that desert they live in. Yes, I think they should drop them off in the Amazon. Scorch Earth $2 super chat said, or that pastor tells them to jump how high. You know what, Miss Izzy, you had a point. A lot of men repeat your point by a woman will sit at home and say, I don't have to. I don't want to. I don't feel like it. Right? And go to work and the boss come in. We have new policies. I need you to learn them by 3 p.m. today. I need you to implement them by 3:15 tomorrow. We're going to start full day. You tired, but you're going to do the work. Why is it that they said your first pastor and your leader and the head of your house, your husband is your first pastor. He's the provision for you.
Yes.
How is it that you can damper and stamper your provision, but go to a stranger at your job and say, yes, daddy?
Yeah, but BMU, you can't move off of the point that Angry Man made, especially when you talk about fences, right? It was his failure that she was the way he was. I don't give a shit whether he had a reason to or not. The cleanup woman always feels better. Just the same reason why a man can never forgive his wife for fucking another dude, because he knows that she's giving him everything that he's not getting at home. No holds barred. He's banging the shit out of her, and she's coming home with his residue on her, all over her body. So, you can't, I don't want to be on her side or on his side, but the fact is, his wife in that movie did more for that man than anybody else. And so he failed.
R-Pain, one day we're going to pull a movie up back here and we're not going to be live. We'll all sit and watch it. This is the point. The point that she was saying is most women, watch this now, because I had to tell my sister-in-law this. Most women say to another woman, girl, that son of a bitch cheated on me. I did everything for him. No, you did everything you wanted to do for him. You didn't do everything he wanted you to do for him. He may say, baby, let me finish. He may say, baby, I want my dick sucked on the tailgate of that truck tonight. You say, I'm more comfortable sucking it on the lazy boy. He may say, hey, baby, I like you to cuddle with me and rub your feet up against me while it makes me feel, safe with you while we're watching TV. She come in dressed like she just got through mowing yards, no sexy clothes or nothing, with John Deere fucking sweatpants on and a bonnet on her head. Talking about good night, baby.
Here's the thing.
You can say the same thing about women. Same thing about either gender.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong, bro.
If you told me, if me and you were married, Alyssa, and you told me, you said, black man, tonight I need you to run down that hallway butt naked with baby oil on and jump in this bed.
I bet you he'll do it.
Look, R-Pain, I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong, brother.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong. If you go back and you look at fences, right?
Okay.
You can tell that their relationship was just them going through the motions. That's all it was. And I guarantee you that whenever he got some from his wife, she was laid up in that bed with that lazy missionary,
that starfish,
with that moo-moo on.
Oh no!
And that bonnet on her head.
Yes, sir.
And the whole time he getting it, she just laying there looking at him like this.
Looking like Caesar.
Not feeling nothing.
Like this feeling.
Okay.
Not feeling nothing.
Ain't doing nothing.
No noise, no nothing.
So the fact that his wife was in that position, he didn't have nothing to do with it?
Hell no.
Okay, no, hold on for a second. You're saying that a man's, I know she's responsible, my wife's responsible to give me some ass. But are you trying to tell me that we don't have no responsibility to put her in the right frame of mind to get the ass the way you
Thank
want.
you. That's what I was going to ask.
Wait,
Love, honor, cherish good times, bad times. If I'm struggling and we standing still, motherfucker, we struggling together, and you're gonna be right there with me, by my side, struggling with me. If I'm in the fucking cardboard box, you smile in the morning, give me my eggs at the back of that cardboard box. I don't want to hear nothing about you feeling different when you made a vow to be one with me. If I'm fucking down, look, let me tell you, hold on, because you know I get passionate about this shit. It says, the Bible says, you become one entity. If you become one entity, if I ain't shit, you ain't shit, because you're my helpmate to uplift me to get me there. You're supposed to elevate me and help me get there. If I ain't shit, you ain't shit. We both ain't shit.
Wait, I gotta wait. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on, R-Pain.
Okay, I'm holding on, man. I'm holding on, but hold on. I see this up here shaking their head, so I'm losing already.
Yeah, look.
Okay, so go ahead, because I don't give a shit what you guys say. Shaking their head.
First of all, R-Pain, I'm gonna tell you again, you wrong.
Yeah, come on.
This is a old school black man.
Right.
Get up at the crack of dawn.
Right.
Work all day like a dog.
Right.
Come home on Friday and give his woman the whole paycheck. The whole check.
Right.
Now I done gave you everything I can give you.
That's what he said.
Right.
And you're in here, you're still looking. Matter of fact, put me on the big screen real quick.
I got you. Don't worry. We're on your way, dog. You on your way. We put you up here. Hold on. There you go.
I done gave you everything I got to give you.
With the finger.
And you still in here like you need more. When I'm down there with her, I can laugh. I can laugh so big that it fill up the whole room. How I'm supposed to tell you that I've been standing still for the past 30 years?
I've been standing with you.
With the bubble, right? With the bubble.
Listen, man, you know what, man?
A question, ladies and gentlemen, a question. Do you all think that women need as much validation and respect as men? When the woman comes home from working and has to take care of the kids or whatever the case may be, do you believe that's the same? We need the same amount, or is there?
Well, wait a minute. Wait, hold on. First of all, wait, stop the presses. First of all, the men don't get no damn validation.
None.
No validation. When Mother's Day come, you're getting roses, you're getting candy, you're getting taken out to dinner. The kids is sitting there putting together macaroni, crochet, and all of that shit. When Father's Day come, you get a pair of socks and maybe some tools so your ass can go fix something and be productive.
Come on now, those holidays, that's not really important. In the big scheme of things, those are not important. That's one day a year. We're talking about every other day.
Let me say.
Wait. We're not just talking about. Wait a minute. We're not just talking about Valentine's Day. We talking about Valentine's Day. We talking about wedding anniversary. We talking about Christmas. We talking about birthday. We talking about and then on top of that, the regular.
So I'm gonna throw this scenario out there. I know this is outside the norm.
Hold on. Embrace the Grace said this 2 weeks ago. Embrace the Grace said the only time a man will get his flowers is at his funeral.
Damn Skippy.
I'm gonna throw this out there. I know this is outside the norm, but I don't celebrate a lot of those holidays.
I don't either.
Okay.
So
we know women don't celebrate men, period. So, but you can go ahead. You can go ahead.
I like to celebrate every day, so there's no particular holiday.
For a second. Listen, I'm not saying Angry Man is wrong about all of what women get as opposed to we don't need all that validation that women get. The point is that I believe that not that it's our obligation. You got to understand how to keep your woman in the mood that she needs to be in to satisfy you. Now, she has an obligation to satisfy you regardless, but you can sit there and be like a jackhammer and say, shit, you know what? I'm going to whip my pants out, go to work, baby, because it's your obligation. Or you can press the right buttons So she's in the right frame of mind when you need her to be, no matter what's going on. So that's how I look at it. Now, I'm not saying
hold on.
I got something to say.
I do too.
Let me take some out. Let me tell Arpain something. I'm gonna land the fucking plane in the ocean.
No, you're not, because I'm gonna pick it up and take off with it too. As soon as you're done with it.
Let me tell you something, Arpain. Let me help you, Arpain.
Yes, sir.
You gotta understand. See, even Google pissed off. Listen, let me tell you something. When it comes to what you just said,
yes,
there are women. Lord, give me the right words to say here.
I got them.
There are women. Your wife. You going home, baby? I gotta be filled up. I need you to fill my cup up, and I need to be filled. I need to be filled. And there's a woman down the street that will fuck you with a John Deere cap on, with a boxers with a hole in the ass of it. They don't give a fuck about that shit. The woman that want to fuck your husband. No, I'm not. You want to use to my phone. Hey, listen, hold on. If I gotta go home and I gotta do 10 things to get one thing, and the girl down the street saying gotta do nothing,
I don't think that kind of man is qualified for marriage, because marriage is work, and the same for women. They're not willing to work at it.
Can I go after Lit?
Hold on.
I want to go after Embrace.
Hold on, I'm gonna start cutting mics in a minute. Y'all been talking.
Everybody's saying all kinds of shit, Lid.
Here's the thing. I ain't said what I got to say yet.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, man.
Now, I'm gonna show you exactly what you guys saw, and I'm gonna let you know what happened Friday is exactly what this situation is, and I'm about to break it down to you. It is a tactic used by women and moist men. It is called deflection and redirection. When that man brought his problem to his wife, she did not address his concern. She simply deflected and redirected and brought up her situation without addressing his concern. Now, let me explain to you what that does. That creates an atmosphere of mistrust. You see what I'm saying? If I come to you and tell you I have a problem, your empathy should kick in and say, darling, what is your problem? Instead of saying, forget you, what about me? That is the antithesis of our problem as a community. Far too often, women and some moist men, as you saw Friday, would not address the issue on the table at hand. My whole thing is this: if you want to show your man some reverence, you answer his question when it's on the table. When it has been completely satisfied, then we can move on to your situation. Don't ignore what he said, because what it does is it allows someone else to come in and listen to what he has to say. And guess whose fault it is? It's your own fault. You know how I know? It's because the other woman has learned how to listen first. The other woman has learned to address his issues first so she can get what she wants. My question to you, ladies, and some of these other moist men, how come you can't do the same?
Hallelujah, Jesus.
Reach.
Now, our pain, I gotta say something to you. It's because of your nonchalantness and the fact that you say men don't need validation is why these women are half-assing with these men. Okay? No, men need to say, I like football, bitch. I want to go to a football game for Father's Day. I like to smoke cigars. I'm going to go to Cuba and get Angry Man a box of Cuban cigars. We need to show appreciation and love our men because they deserve it just like we do. You have to fight for the validation of men. Because this is why these women are sorry with this validation. Talking about a pair of socks for Father's Day. Get the fuck out of here. Sorry. That's as soft as I can be, Lit.
Let me fucking say what I gotta say. You guys are putting motherfuckers on the big screen and y'all ain't letting me talk. I didn't say men don't need no fucking validation. We don't need validation like women. And fuck you guys if you
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You are just as worth it.
Need validation like women. And I didn't say you should just spoil your goddamn women. I'm saying that you should be on top of what your woman needs so you don't have to worry about all this shit. I didn't say
Pain. What is the
moving the goalposts?
No, I have a question. I have a question for you, Arpain. I have a question for you, Arpain.
Narrative. That's what y'all doing.
I have a question. I have a simple question for you.
Moist and all this kind of stuff. When you motherfuckers be married for 37 years, you goddamn tell me that you don't know or you don't know everything.
Arpain, but you came from Happy Wife, Happy Life. Listen. You came from Happy Wife, Happy Life. Listen, what I'm saying to you.
You guys had a chance to say everything y'all wanted to say.
I have a question. I have a question.
I had a chance to say everything y'all wanted to say without.
I have a question. Can I ask you a question? The question is, Arpain. I have one question. That's it. I promise
you can take me off the big screen. Fuck it. Man. I don't need to be up there.
Okay. I have a question, Arpain. You said we don't need validation. Now you're a man.
I didn't say we didn't need validation. We don't need validation like women.
Right. Okay. So me and I know everybody's not a believer, but for the people that are, because you read as well. Biblically, what does the word say about men and validation from their women? What does it say?
No. You tell me, man. I don't have
the Bible says that the Bible says in Proverbs that the work that the woman does gives the husband the right to he will praise her. He will clothe her in the finest linen. He will get her what she wants. Her work and her diligence with that man will get her praise. It said her children will praise her. Her husband will honor her because of her good works.
And I didn't say anything against that.
Am I right?
I didn't say anything against that.
It's validation.
The man should honor his wife.
We got you.
Right in the Bible. So whatever the words you want to use and all of that kind of shit, man. Listen, y'all can keep and manipulate the Bible the way y'all want it to sound. I'm just saying, if you want to sit down and say, listen, we're married, you got an oath, just bend over, let me bang your ass out, and it's okay. I don't agree with that shit.
No, Arpain, that's not true. Men don't do that. Men don't talk. Men just go fuck.
No.
I'm being real.
Thank you, Arpain.
The other woman is always gonna give you an easier road because she ain't paid no price for it.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Come on, go ahead, Angry Man.
The comment about
I love you, Arpain.
The comment about the validation, right? So the comment about the validation. Let me tell you something, Arpain. Let me tell you something, bro. I have fought and clawed my way to being a six-figure earner.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
I have provided a lavish lifestyle for my wife. She don't got to work if she don't want to. If she choose to, that's her business. She can do it if she want to.
Same with my wife.
Me and my wife are friends. We talk to each other. I am there for her emotionally. Okay. I have see how you say, see how he's shrugging the shoulders. Let me finish, brother.
Okay. I said, okay.
Let me finish before you go into your spiel. Okay. Let me go into my spiel. Let me go into my spiel. Okay. Let me go into my spiel.
Yes, sir.
My wife is sitting in there right now with the Rock of Gibraltar on her finger. Okay. And a wedding band that's diamond encrusted, my nigga. It is important, goddamn it. It's important because it is important. No, see that there we go. See, there we go. See, that's what I mean right there.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's what I mean right there. It is important. It is important.
You got next.
It is important. I'm gonna tell you why it's important. It's important because there's no other woman on the planet that I'm gonna do that for. That's why it's important. All right. Now, the reason why I'm saying all of this to Arpain, and I had some more shit to say, but I feel like Elise ain't gonna let me get it off, so I'm gonna just go ahead and wrap it up. You feel what I'm saying? But no, nigga, as far as validation, nigga, I want a statue. You hear me? I want a damn statue. I want a statue that stands on the piece of land that I freaking fought to buy that's going to stand the test of time where my That's your great, great, great granddaddy that made all of this shit possible. I want a statue because, brother, I come from the old school like you do. You feel me? I come from the Gerald Levert generation. Baby, hold on to me because I'm a special kind.
That's a kind. Come on, boy.
I want validation, brother.
Told you 1,000 times.
Because I earned it.
Yeah.
You feel me? There's a difference when you earn it, and I know you've earned it, brother. Get your validation.
I don't argue what you just said, but I think we're moving the goalposts from the original conversation.
No, we not.
I think we expanded it to where we were talking about that his wife in the movie. While you guys are justifying why he was banging out another chick because his woman brought a bonnet to bed.
Hey, I didn't justify it.
No.
I understand.
But that's where we started, though. So I agree with what you just said, but I think that as far as I'm concerned, my whole family needs to help build my goddamn statue. I do a lot. So I think we're expanding the conversation to add to where I can agree with what you're saying, but because that kind of validation doesn't just come from just your wife for what you've done for her, because you was probably building that castle before you met her. So all I'm just trying to say is I don't disagree, and I don't disagree with all the stuff you guys are saying. But when you kind of justify from looking at that movie where we started, I think that we're belittling the contribution that his wife who stuck by him did for all of those 30 years. And I don't care if you guys shake your head or not. I watched the movie just like y'all. And the fact that she was willing to take on a kid from his bastard wife and raise that kid just like hers is something the average woman would never do. And all of this trying to say is let's try to be consistent, So we went on around the thing, but so I can't really disagree with some of the stuff you're saying. But if we start from that origin and looking at the movie, we just interpret it a little bit different. That's all.
Shout out to Uncle Rick. Uncle Rick said 3 weeks ago, I think it's 3 weeks on the barbershop. He said, if staying at home and doing all the woman duties like she was on the movie, right? She took care of the house, took care of everything, right? She worked her ass off. In the words of Uncle Rick, shout out to Uncle Rick. Uncle Rick said, if the work was so hard, then pressure should be on shoulders and not hips. So they should switch jobs. If her job seemed to be a little harder, so he should stay at home. And since the job is harder at home, Uncle Rick said the man should be at the hardest job. And if you feel like she's put more into it than he did, then he was in the wrong position at work. She should have been on the truck, and he should have been at home.
I said no such thing. You guys just keep,
You said her contribution.
I didn't say that she did more than him. They both had roles in this whole relationship back in the day where they were. I mean, come on. You guys are reading all kinds of horse shit into this movie. Okay, so anyway, we could move on.
We need a movie night.
Here's my thing. Hold on a second, y'all. Here's my thing. When are we gonna address what men need?
We're never gonna do it because we're never gonna do it because look, here's what the problem is. The problem is for brothers, there is a perpetual hoop jumping. Okay. The moment that you're doing something you're supposed to do, you feel what I'm saying? There's always a new hoop to jump through. You feel me? Because black men, whether you want to admit it or not, are not judged on what we have done. We're judged on what we ain't did. You feel what I'm saying? And the situation in that movie, I didn't say he was right for cheating on his wife, but I damn Skippy understand why the hell he did it. And the problem is the women typically do not want to understand why he did it. So guess what? If that was a problem, the only way that you can ever solve a problem is you have to understand why it's a problem. You have to understand the source of it. You feel me? If that man is lacking something in that household that you provide, that allows the cleanup woman to scoop him up. What did Betty say? She's tough because she really cleans up. She wouldn't be able to clean up unless you lacking something. But the problem is a lot of women do not care to take the time to figure out lacking something.
Man, we're talking about me. I understand why he did what he did. I do. I really do. I'm not saying I might not have been doing the same thing, because every man wants a woman who wants to give him some ass in the way he wants it. But so I don't blame him from having another woman. All I'm just trying to say is that if you're in a relationship with a chick, right, a woman, and she's your number one, I'm saying that we have, and I don't want to use the word obligation. We should kind of understand how to put that woman in the position to serve us the way we want her to serve us. And I think men lack in that desire because we think it's an expectation that should just happen because they're women. I'm saying every woman I know, they could say all the bullshit they want, but I'm just trying to say you're not a simp for putting a woman in a position to serve you the way you want her to serve you. That's what we call grooming. That's what we call teaching her to be the kind of wife we want her to be. Y'all can say all the shit that you want. You know, so if you lack doing that, you're going to have trouble. Because if you expect her to do it just because she read something in a book or some other horse shit, you might be lucky that happens. But what are you doing for all these years?
You know what?
I mean, listen, I hear y'all, man. Listen, I would, you know what? I wouldn't mind banging out the honey that has nothing invested in my life. But she's just giving me some good ass.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about this? You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about this? What's crazy about this is the main thing Denzel was talking about wasn't even the sex in that situation.
It wasn't.
The main thing he was talking about was his experience around the woman as opposed to the experience with his wife. And here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing, because you wilding right now. Because
can I come to your channel and still listen to your beautiful words in your channel, even though we just?
My God.
Of course, I can.
Hold on a second. Here's the thing, man.
You guys are saying. That's all. I hear what you're saying.
Just a second, Law. Someone that you have him. Arpain, I want to say this: if you've been with a woman if you've been at a job for 30 years. You were an engineer for 30 years. Wonderful career. I mean, how many years you were. Wonderful years of being an engineer and retired.
37.
Your first year and your 15th year was a little different, right? It got a little lax, right? You got a little comfortable, right? Because you were there for 15 years, correct? You didn't have to do the same shit you did year 1 and year 15.
No. But year 15, I intensified, so I can keep getting promoted.
Okay. So. Okay, let me make my point. Let me just hop over to my point.
Okay.
My point is, if you've been married to a woman for 10, 15 years, you've had sex with this woman numerous times.
Right.
Before you got with her, she would have sex with you in a Sonic drive-through in the trunk. And now that you're married, you have to jump through hoops, go through a whole list of things to get her fired up to do something she did for you for a large fry and a cherry limeade with easy ice. What the fuck? This is shit I be talking about.
It's not my experience, though. That's not my experience.
Listen, man, you didn't have to fill her up when y'all were dating and fucking like rabbits. You didn't have to do nothing but pick her up. You didn't have to do none of that. And then your first year of marriage, then y'all had kids, and then you invested in this woman for 20 years, and you still got to jump through hoops to put her in the right mindset to give you something that you do.
This is that.
Go ahead, Angry Man. You can go ahead and go. I don't say I was jumping through hoops. I didn't say you guys.
Put him in a body bag.
This is that boomer shit.
That's exactly.
That's what this shit is. That's what this shit is.
I tell you, if you motherfuckers who are not boomers live like we would, the world would be much fucking better than it is right now.
Bullshit, because boomers is the reason why we where we at right now.
We hand the shit off to you motherfuckers. The whole world has turned into a piece of shit.
Hey, let me tell you something, Arpain. Check this out. This is how you know you're dead wrong, brother. I can prove you dead wrong. You know how I can prove it? You know how I can prove it? because all the women hate, all the men haters in the damn chat is agreeing with you right now. That's how I can prove this shit. The women that's usually in the chat room talking about men ain't shit, men got this problem and that problem, they agreeing with your ass wholeheartedly right now. Because what you're doing is you're taking away agency and accountability from the women. And right now, what you're saying is you as a man need to do something in order to motivate your woman to do what she's supposed to fucking do, which is the equivalent of your woman having to motivate you to get your ass up and go to work and make some damn money. That's what you're doing, brother. She ain't got to motivate you to be a man. Why you got to motivate her to be a woman?
I see, but you guys are putting your own words that y'all want to put in there. That's not what I said.
Here's the thing, man. Nobody. Listen, nobody's.
I'll stop talking now. You guys want to say what you want to say.
I'm gonna read my man's super chat first.
Yeah,
he says, "Damn, our pain is so far removed from what most men have to deal with. Our pain. Why can't you hear what the brothers are saying about what we have to deal with out here? You can give her Jupiter, and she will go left." Listen, I'm gonna make this a whole lot easier. I'm gonna take the man and woman situation out of it. Say, for instance, you're in a business, okay? You got a business partner, okay? And you guys say, hey, look, we're gonna split the profits up 50-50. You know what I'm saying? When time to cash it in, your partner say, hey, look, I will give you 50%, but you got to do this extra stuff for me. You know what I'm saying? That's the equivalent of what we're doing now. Why can't a man ask his woman for something and she address the issue right then and there versus stopping what he's asking for and saying, hey, can you do this for me first? You never even address what he needed. That's what I'm saying right there. That's disingenuous, man. You can't do that. That's bad business. And that's the main reason why our divorce rate is where it is, because we do bad business with each other. We don't listen to each other. We are selfish as hell. Let me tell you one thing about me.
I am hard, but I am fair.
Let me explain something to you. If I ask you to do something, it's for a reason. You see what I'm saying? Now, once I'm done addressing what I need to have you address, then if you got a situation, we'll address it. But my thing is this: why didn't you bring that up to me before I had a problem? Why did you wait until I had an issue to bring me your issue? I don't do business with people like that. I don't. You see what I'm saying? And that's the main reason why I got into it with the guys on Friday. Every time we'll bring up something, they would deflect and say, well, what about the men? Women do this crap all the time. And that's the main reason why guys don't trust doing business with you. That's the reason why our marriage is the way it is, because we do bad business with each other. When we start addressing what needs to be addressed on the table first, then that's when we'll get better at what we're doing. That's when our marriages will get better. But right now, what we're doing now is bad business. We're deflecting and redirecting the issue that's on the table. I don't know about y'all, but that is frustrating. And it gets on my nerve. I walk around and I look at all these channels and they argue about the same thing instead of what was argued on the table first. They want to call it nuanced. They want to say, well, what about the men's? What about the women? Damn it, Dusto. Damn, Dusto done brought this out, man. He might have been damn right. But my thing is this: please address the issue on the table first before you start talking about what about me. That's selfish as hell. And marriage is not about selfishness. It's about selflessness. And I'm not married, and I know better than that.
What I said, I like what you said.
I'm not mischaracterizing. Listen, this is our pain. This is not an ego. Our pain. Listen, this is not an ego issue.
No, it's not ego.
This is not an ego issue.
What you just said at me, you're mischaracterizing what I said.
I'm not talking about you, our pain. I'm just talking about how we do marriage in general. How women and men do each other in general. Let's remove ourselves from this situation and look at the issue on the table. This has nothing to do with you. All I'm saying is this: When somebody brings you a problem, don't give them your problem instead of listening to theirs. That's all I'm saying.
Can I say something?
I agree with that. I agree. Well, listen, I agree with that 100%.
Thank you.
That's not the issue that's on hand.
Can I?
So
can
I
I
agree
is
with
the issue.
that.
That's
So
what we was talking
listen,
about.
Listen. I agree with what you just said, but that's not what we were talking about. You guys
Yeah,
keep
that's
moving this
exactly
shit
what
all-
we're talking about.
No,
when he
no,
said,
you
I've been
guys not-
standing
it's
still,
not- no, you
and when
keep-
she
guys
jumped him and
keep
said, well, I've been
moving this
standing
shit
with you,
all over the
she
place.
ignored what he said.
Listen. All I'm saying to say is, listen. If you got to take the whole movie into context, not just that one scene. So I saw this scene. I seen the movie.
You're moving the goalposts.
You guys are moving the goal. I think you're moving the goalposts.
I didn't move it.
Because as far as I'm concerned,
I planted the flag on the field, buddy.
one of the reasons why my marriage works is because I don't allow my wife to move the goalposts. But that doesn't mean that I don't put her in a position to be the best wife that I need her to be. I think those are two goddamn different things.
So you're doing a job for both of y'all.
So you guys can come on down because y'all want to say, oh, listen, if it ain't just us, because we're men and everybody else, I'm not saying women don't have responsibility. That's just bullshit. It never came out of my mouth.
No, I didn't say anything about it. All I said was address the issue. All I said is address the issue on the table first.
And I'm saying you could address the issue on the table when that time comes, but that doesn't alleviate the fact that if you want a marriage that works, you got to make that shit work, and so does she.
Listen, I'm not moving.
So listen, you know what,
I'm not
man?
moving.
Let's move on, man.
Listen,
you
I'm
guys
not
are right.
moving.
I'm fucking wrong.
I'm not moving until I get my issue
I'm wrong.
resolved.
That boomer shit.
You guys know what the fuck you're talking about.
See, that's that boomer shit.
That's right,
that boomer shit. Look. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you something, right? Here's the thing about the boomers. Y'all niggas is Charlie Brown trying to kick that fucking football. And instead of getting mad at Lucy for snatching the football back, you trying to figure out how to kick the motherfucker before she snatch it back. That's y'all's goddamn problem. And y'all pass that bullshit down to us. The only difference is us Gen X men.
Boomers have been the greatest fucking generation that this country has
ever.
Yes.
You have lost your mind, sir.
You got to make you strong by saying, listen, you know what? We both have to work. Bring your ass home. Each give yourself some fucking cereal till we get home.
No. What you did? No. What y'all did? What the majority of y'all did is you fucking neglected us. Didn't give a shit, didn't teach us shit, and where we learned anything from, you know what I mean? This is that boomer shit. This is that boomer shit. This is that boomer shit. This that boomer shit. They don't want to hear nothing.
Let me tell you something. I learned a lesson a long time ago. A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. It seems like no matter what we say or put on the table, you're just convinced that you don't want to listen. That's okay.
No, I don't
that's how you want to be. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. But at the end of the day, I'm telling the people that's listening to me to be fair to your spouse. If they bring a problem to you, you answer it right then and there. I assure you,
I agree with that.
Your wife, listen, if your wife came to you and say, honey, I have a problem, and you turn around and say, yeah, I understand you got a problem, but what about me? I assure you she would not put up with that. Ladies, am I not lying? Am I not lying?
And I wouldn't put up with that either. I wouldn't put up with that either.
And in the movie, for 40 years, she was standing right there. She said, I'm standing with you. You were standing that long and you never said a fucking word. You wait till you got pissed off to say it 40 years later.
People hold stuff for fire and wait until they get into an argument.
Why would you wait?
Use it against you? That's not fair.
It's not fair.
We need a movie night to look at this shit so we can.
When you want to watch it? We could do it Thursday night. Want to do it Thursday?
Whatever you fucking guys.
No, that's my night show. Sunday.
Oh, that's your show, baby. I'm sorry.
Sunday.
Listen. I don't disagree with a lot of what y'all saying, but you know what? Y'all can say all y'all want. right? I'm just living through what I'm living through. And I think I've been a goddamn good husband with a great fucking wife and great kids.
Well, that's
and
to be
all that
determined.
shit worked for me. So you guys can sit down here and say, you know what? Just get your ass out here and give me some ass when I need it. I don't give a shit about your feelings.
Nobody
blah,
said
blah,
that.
blah.
Nobody
Just
said
don't
that.
mischaracterize me, so I can mischaracterize
No,
you.
we didn't. We
No,
didn't.
so
What happened was
so your mischaracter.
Why?
Arpain, let me explain something to you, man. Listen, Arpain, let me explain something to you. We love you, okay? Let's get that out the way.
I know I love you.
Now, what I'm trying to say is this.
Cancel on Monday,
Listen,
BMU. You cancel my show on Monday.
Listen, Arpain, listen, we love you, brother. But at the end of the day, we're talking about business. You know what I'm saying? When somebody brings you an issue, make sure you address the issue. It'll be the same if you went to McDonald's and said, hey, I ordered a fish sandwich. You gave me a Big Mac. And they turn around and say, well, look, you should have went to Wendy's. You should have known that don't make sense. I asked for a fish fillet sandwich. You gave me a Big Mac. And then you're going to tell me I should have went somewhere else? That's bad business, man.
Go to the meat market and get your crawfish.
That's right. That's bad business.
I don't know how many times I'm going to say I agree with what you're saying, but that's not the situation I think we're talking about.
Let me say something real quick. I'm going to tell you something right now. My claim to fame and success in my life is by taking everything the boomers taught me and doing the motherfucking opposite. That's real shit. And I know, and we done had this conversation before, Arpain. I know you one of the few ones that did what you supposed to do, so I know that's why you talking shit. But most of y'all niggas wasn't shit. Let's be real. Like, you can say what you want to say. Most of y'all niggas was some neglectful ass motherfuckers. And even though you did what you was supposed to do, you still got that boomer stubbornness, bruh. Don't want to hear nothing.
Okay.
Now, I will say this, guys, as we come to a close tonight, thank everybody for coming out. Angry Man, you are amazing tonight. I want to give a shout out. First of all, I'll give it to Angry Man. Thank you for being here.
Appreciate
but the ladies came in, showed up, and showed out tonight. Thank you so much. Welcome to the family. This is your beat your ass in situation here. We love you guys. Judge, thank you for being here. She was laughing hard tonight. She had a lot of different facial expressions. I'm gonna talk. She had a lot of different facial expressions. Alicia, like shit. Miss Israel, she had some different facial expressions, man. And I'm glad you guys hung in there. You guys passed the test tonight. So I look forward to seeing you guys again, hopefully. Let me look at their faces. Let me see.
Yeah, of course.
Ladies, we do this all the time. That's all love.
Judge, I'm gonna see you again, Judge. I'm gonna see you again.
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. All right, so thank you guys. Next Tuesday, it'll be all the ladies by themselves. So we're gonna pray real hard.
Exciting.
Yay.
What's the name of the show, BMU?
Huh?
What's the name of the show?
Mammies and hyenas.
I'm there.
Mammies versus hyenas.
That's next Tuesday.
Black man on Filter. No, I want to be in that. You already
I know that's right. I'm gonna make sure I send you the link first. But yeah, because half of y'all on here, including Take Heed, I think you and Take Heed are probably nick and neck for being called mammies. I think Take Heed get called a mammy every 30 seconds. But we definitely y'all gonna definitely deal with that next Tuesday, and the guys gonna be back supporting you guys. I can't wait to hear from you. So we'll hear from Judge, we'll hear from Alicia, we'll hear from Anissa. Anissa had to leave because she had to go rub our man's back. Shout out
I gotta do that in a minute myself.
Shout out to Bartholomew. And Arpain, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, Arpain, thank you for being here tonight, and fuck you. I really love you.
You okay, Arpain? You okay, Arpain?
That out there. Arpain, no, I love him to death. That's my guy. But thank you, everybody, man, and we'll see you guys on tomorrow. Come and support JT. JT will have what we know Wednesday. He also bring people up after he does his videos and his thing. So make sure y'all come and support him. And then on Friday, ladies, if y'all want to learn something, come to the barbershop. I mean, last week was.
Oh, I seen it. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, y'all know we don't play in the barbershop.
Woo! I tell you,
man, I'm telling you. At one point, we had up to 400 people watching that thing. And you know, Judge, she saw a clip of it. She say, I'm sitting here watching these men talking about what you said. What you sent me? You said I'm sitting here watching these men said that women are
undesirable and not loyal.
Women are undesirable. They're the lowest. Yeah, undesirable women. Yeah. They could. Boy, listen. That barbershop right there, it had these ebbs and flows. You hear me? Woo,
yeah, it did.
It was 6 hours and 48 minutes long.
I was about to carry some more, but you know, folks got to go to work in the morning. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning, man.
When I see Lost come in and do this, shh, be quiet, because I said, oh shit, it's over. I'm going to back out and let them.
Oh, we got this, man.
Well, we took care of it. All right. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you. We'll see you ladies next Tuesday. This weekend, Miss Jenny will be back.
Yeah.
So Miss Jenny, Miss Jenny will be back with us. She wanted to make sure her and her baby were doing good before she came back. So Miss Jenny will be back on Saturday night, and then we have Alexis.
She had the baby already?
No. She wanted to make sure she was in good health. She wanted to make sure she was good to go before she got back on camera. So Miss Jenny is back Saturday, and the name of her show on Saturday is going to be Guess What? You Both Suck. So she's going to do that.
Oh, I can't wait.
On Saturday night, and then we'll have Alexis talking about her Amazon Prime. If you want to buy anything from Amazon, you need discount codes or anything you want to buy at a discount. Watch Saturday's show at 6:00 p.m. Central Standard Time, and Alexis from Texas has the show talking about that. And then on Sunday, of course, we have the gray area with Mr. Bennett, who's on here with us tonight, and Peter. Grooming Reviews will be on with him on Sunday. So come and support those shows. All right. I appreciate you guys. Go get some sleep. Go to work in the morning. Do not go to work and tell your white daddy at work, your white supervisor, yes, daddy. And when your husband touch you, you say, I'm tired. Don't do that shit. Don't do it.
It's bad business.
Don't do it. Do not listen to them boomers. They'll fuck you every time. Okay. Love y'all.